Good. Is it morning? Oh no, it's not morning. Look at me. I'm thinking it's morning. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Happy Friday night. Hello. 30. Whoever is here, did you hit the like? Can you please hit the like? Can you share the video? Thank you. Hopefully the audio is good. Oh crap, I'm on the wrong page. Hold up. I'm on the wrong page over here. I'm going to go to the right page. Hi, Diddy Got Genetics. I don't know if Big Riggs is still here. He was here when I first set this up, I saw. Oh my gosh, I'm like, what the heck is that noise? It's the AC. Okay. Alright, I'm trying to go to this. Oh, look at this. I just tuned into, I just switched this. She's wearing the dress. I have that dress. Interesting. How are you? You're driving. Okay, the audio is good. Thank you. Let me turn off the music. I was playing the music I need to get like some watch time hours over here. So I am doing this over here. Okay, let me turn off. Oh crap. It's like I'm it's like I'm lost. Alright, let me turn this damn music. Let me use this device to turn it off. Okay, good evening. Good evening. How are you guys? Let me turn the music off. Ciao. It's been a busy Friday. I took a nap. Listen, I was gonna go out, but this nasty weather. Hopefully you have nice weather. Oh, I just realized, okay, Didi, you are over there, right? You are in Vegas, right? And so, listen, the Vegas trip is taking a turn, okay? The Vegas trip is taking a turn. Do you hear me? Now, listen, here's the thing, right? With these, the thing with this Vegas trip is that I've talked about how it's like really hyped. And I know that it's content for the people who are going, and rightfully so, right? But it has become such a big deal, okay? It's become such a big deal that, listen, anything can still happen, okay? Um, Anything can still happen. There's still like a little over a month left before things, things like take a turn. I don't know, something bit me. Hopefully my knees are not ashy. Ah, it's itching like something bit me. It's dusty and windy right now. Okay, but what's the temperature, right? Because it's July, right? The other day you told me it was 116. There is no way in hell. Listen, when it's 90 something degrees here, just going out, I have to make sure that I'm in the right, that like I wear the right stuff, the right material. Hi, Dreamy Genie Blue. How are you, Blue? Welcome. Thank you for joining. I have to make sure at 90 something degrees that I'm wearing the right stuff. Okay, so like I had this on, I was gonna go out and I looked at the temperature and then it had been raining and all of that. I'm like, I don't feel, I'm not feeling like, I was just gonna go get my food. And so I just like ordered the food in. Uh, what? Did you say 111? Oh my gosh. Hi, Nikki. It's so good to see you. So nice to see you. Yes, I'm on my backup page. Good to see you. I hope all is well. I was in your live. I don't remember what day it was that you were live. I was in there. Um. Uh. So damn, 114. Oh my gosh, she said like it's 114 degrees at 8. What time is it? Okay, it's 8 p.m. Oh hell no. Oh, there is no way. Okay, so what the hell? Okay, I know that you guys are used to it, but I'm crying over here. Hi, Egyptian goddess. How are you? I'm crying over here over freaking 90 something degrees, like right? They were issuing like like on the computer, at the bottom, it says the heat advisory or whatever, right? And while outside and stuff, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like the air quality is just, I can't imagine 20 something degrees higher. Oh hell no. You got your AC? Shoot, girl. Even with that, right? The AC is on and I still feel like, shoot. I can't even imagine. Okay, so listen, the Vegas trip, you said you heard, right? You heard the Vegas trip is taking a turn. I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be smiling. I'm not smiling because it's kind of quite sad. But listen, remember, because we're forgetting, there's only a shift in the original Vegas group that's going, and that's the Nessie's group, right? However, no problem. Yes, it has been hot as heck. You still have your fan on too. Oh my gosh, I gotta put fan. I wish, like I had the fan on when they were in and out, like doing the water heater stuff, right? I felt like there was no AC on and the AC was on, okay? And the fan was on. I wanted to put that fan right in front of me. Um, yeah, so listen, earlier I was live on my main page and I talked about, like I give a rundown of what happened, right? If you missed it, go to my main page and check that out, right? I am on the backup page and I just wanted to give a little, like watch our time over here and to talk about the stuff that happened that developed like I guess by morning, like from today, from morning, right? Because it popped off early, okay? It popped off early because we were kind of after last night, we were kind of anticipating what the heck, what happened, like who's gonna come live, what's gonna happen, is somebody gonna respond, is somebody gonna come live, what's happening. It was quiet, right? So to recap on like really quickly on what happened, right? Child, today a lot. Okay, today there was some recording. What's the title of the thing? Right, I put the title of my live is hold up. I just put intermission because I felt like this was intermission. We're kind of like waiting, like is Malik gonna talk? Is Brookie gonna talk? Where's Brookie? Is Ness gonna go? Like Ness had a life scheduled right in the morning. Okay, Ness had a life scheduled. ODS had a life scheduled. Uh Shelly, I believe, had a live schedule. I don't know which one I saw first, but what happened was Ness ended up moving her live because I was like, damn, shouldn't Ness be going live? And I went to go look at the live and it was gone, right? And so she's, like she moved it to nighttime, right? It was supposed to be in the morning. But what happened was, okay, first I went to Pastor's live, right? The other group that's going is, who's the other group that's going? The other group is Pasa's group, right? He hasn't really given like any other update. We just know that he's got a group, and Vivian is organizing it. And I don't know. The last count I had was 50 something people or 40 something people going under him. He said he still doesn't want to see Sheffy. Listen, I can't keep up. One week he wants to see Sheffy. The next week he doesn't want to see Sheffy because Sheffy keeps trolling, right? Sheffy keeps trolling. And, I guess this week he's like, he's sick of it. He doesn't like the trolling. He's serious. He doesn't want any play. Uh, Listen, he doesn't want any. Nikki, I don't know if you've been keeping up. Okay, there's this Vegas trip. Nikki. Listen. It's like, Nikki, think of Love and Hip Hop meets what's like, I don't want to say Housewives of the Beef Sector. Okay, I just really want to say Love and Hip Hop uh Beef Sector. What did I call it? I posted it last week. I named it something. There's been so much going on. Oh my gosh, I can't. My clip snare. How are you? Welcome. Listen, Nikki. Okay, so there's there's like the group. Do you know Ness No Mess in the beef sector and Lemon? Okay, Ness you would know, right? Lemon. He was over there with Sir King, but beef sector. He kind of like sprouted out on his own. He has like a thriving channel. He comes late night, and his channel is has like a bunch of people. Black sector, beef sector, like you name it, they're all there, right? Late night, just like anything, like it's just like wild. People fighting, like all kinds of stuff, right? So it's his birthday, and she was gonna go meet him. You know how content creators go and try to meet each other and stuff, right? So she wanted to go meet him, and his birthday, he's in LA and she's in Seattle, right? And so he said, I'm in LA, it's kind of boring. Why don't we go to Vegas, right? So they decide to go to Vegas. Long story short, now she has a sponsor who's supposed to be a millionaire, okay? And I'm saying millionaire because that's what we're told. And I'm putting quotes because we're told that. And this person is sponsoring the trip. This person is paying for her ticket, paying for their hotel. Down the line, the person is now also paying for a tour bus or party bus or something like that, right? Uh, and the person sponsored Lolo, another person from the beef sector, right? So this person is now paying for Ness, for the ticket, for the hotel, for the party bus, for Lolo, like all expense. I think all expense. Well, ticket, hotel. I mean, I guess the rest, like spending money, is her. Like hey, Sissy Poo, she's hey, Tanya, how are you? So that person, the party bus thing was added like 2 or 3 weeks ago, which was nice, right? And so they're being kind of like secretive and stuff, right? Rightfully so, because the people are like, oh, who is this millionaire that's sponsoring the trip and blah 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 and all of that, right? It's supposed to be like this nice area where they're gonna be, and it's for 3 days, right? It's all this drama filled with it, Nikki. All this drama. Okay, first they didn't want to say the date, but then they told Lovely Love is like, yeah, I want to go. I want to go. She didn't know the date. She had to book her ticket because it's her husband's birthday. Okay, it's her husband's birthday, and so She goes to Lemon. She goes to Lemon, right? She goes to Lemon, and she's trying to figure out the date because Ness is like doesn't want to tell people the date because she doesn't want people to like crash or come over there, right? Because there's a lot of, like competition, whatever the case is, right? She didn't want to tell the people where they were staying for security reasons, obviously, too. She didn't want to tell the date and she didn't want to tell where, right? So only the people that were going, it was her and Lemon that knew. Then it was also Lolo because the sponsor of the trip was paying round trip for Lolo. And so then Brooke is part of the core group, right? Brooke is part of the core group. Brooke is dating this guy from the YouTube relationship, dating this guy from another sector, Pills. So these are her core group, right? It was Brooke, it's who's dating Pills, and it's kind of like like they did a dating show, and so the people are kind of like interested, and the people are following their story. And Pills is in Vegas. So it was gonna, like work out because he's there in Vegas, and he was gonna meet Brooke for the first time, right? They did a dating show. He won the dating show. Who was part of the dating show? Envy, Pills, Shakim, who else? Damn, who else? I think maybe somebody else, but Pills won, okay? Intrinsic, because it was Brooke likes men and women, so it was two women, Intrinsic and just Krista. But not another. Nikki, it's already like got downhill. Okay, it's already like blowing up. Let me tell you, I'm trying to speed up the story. Okay, okay, okay. Wait, Sister, did you say you want one now? Wait, what do you want? What the heck do you want? A YouTube relationship? Hi, watching from Cloud9. How are you? Okay, listen. Okay, okay. So fast forward. Okay, so they he won the like the YouTube thing, the YouTube like dating show, right? But the thing is, Brookie is separated from her husband, and she's filing for divorce. They're separated. He lives somewhere else, whatever, right? It's like the storyline right now in the B sector. Okay, it's like a big deal. I mean, it's bad. Okay, my poor Brookie. I need I know Poor was like, did you? I had to look closely. Uh um so listen, okay, so that dating show happened. He won, and we've been kind of like following them, and this trip, right? Like they're planning stuff. Okay, so far, this is what we know that they're gonna do. There's Shakim is supposed to marry Lemon. All of a sudden, they want this full wedding, right? It's like a fake wedding. Is gonna be between Lemon and Ness, and Shakim is supposed to marry them, right? And then like weeks later, we found out Shakim is gonna do an African wedding. He's gonna marry two women, two or three, I think. I'm not sure, right? Okay, so meanwhile, Lovely Love is trying to go and meet them and say, "Hey, my husband is, gonna be over there." Nobody knew the date, so Lemon tells Lovely Love the date so that Lovely Love could um book her the flight. Because how was she gonna meet them, right? And then it became a big deal because nobody was supposed to know. And eventually the date gets leaked. Let me not laugh. It's not funny. I'm just glad that they're over it, right? The date got leaked. Okay, the date got leaked, and anyway, so people know the date, and then all of a sudden, all these random people are talking about they want to go. They want to go to the Vegas trip. However, it's making it very difficult for Ness because she wants to contain and keep the stuff secure. She has her core group, which is her, which is Lemon, which is Lolo. Lolo is sponsored. Brooke is part of the core group, and Brooke has the guy that won the dating show, and they're gonna kind of like all this stuff is coming out about the trip, right? Apparently, people think that is Beef Sector Vegas Gate 2.0, right? And they feel like, oh, maybe Sean Bradley and Ty are like trying to film something like they did the show in the Beef Sector, okay? But Sean Bradley comes out and says, nope, we have nothing to do with it. And if we had something to do with it, they would all be in the same place, right? These people are like staying in different places. We don't know where it is because it's top secret, right? Like little by little stuff is coming out about, like the trip, right? Um, so what's the latest? The latest is more people more people are going. Jay Wilson, Sheffy. Okay, do you know Sheffy? Chat rep. Hey Shakim, okay, Shakim. Shakim, that's Shakim. Do you know Shakim? Shakim is part of the core group. Shakim has his Elvis costume because Shakim is supposed to marry them, Nikki, over there when they go to Vegas, right? And Shakim himself is going to marry three. Is it three or two, Shakim? Is it three women? Shakim is doing gonna marry multiple women as Elvis, okay? Shakim. So Joe Wilson decided, okay, so Chat Rep said Chat Rep wants to go, and Chat Rep is I want to go, right? But Lemon can't stand Chat Rep. Lemon is like, no, I can't stand you. Like Lemon has gotten into fights and all of that stuff. But Ness wants Chat Rep to go, right? Chat Rep is like, I want to go, right? And so then Sassy decides, hey, why don't we do a fundraising so that we can take Sheffy to Chat Rep to Vegas? So she ends up doing. I'm telling you, love and hip hop, okay? So Sassy manages to rally up people and raise funds for Chat Rep to go to Vegas, ticket paid and hotel. Okay, she does it in less than an hour, $750. She pays for her ticket and buys her pays for the room, right? Okay, so now Sheffy's going. It's like, okay, so who's gonna hang out with Sheffy? Lemon can't stand Sheffy, and Lemon is one of the biggest like content creator. That's the reason for the trip. Lemon and Nessie are going to meet each other, but Lemon does not want to see Sheffy, right? Chat Rep. Okay, so the people are like, "What's wrong with you? Why the hell will you go somewhere where people don't want you to be? Why are you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Sassy? How could you do that? Y'all are setting her up. This is just gonna be like the Vegas gate of the beef sector, Vegas gate 2.0. They're setting Sheffy up. They're doing all this stuff. It became like this big deal, and then here comes Jay Wilson. Sheffy, come over here. Come to me, Sheffy. Come to me, Sheffy. I will spend time with you, Sheffy. I will spend time with you. Okay, since Ness's group doesn't want to hang out with you and Lemon can't stand you and people don't want you to be around, Jay Wilson says, come over here, Sheffy. I will go to Vegas now. That way I can create a group of people to spend time with you, okay? Yes. So yeah, Sassy was able to raise the money and all of that stuff, right? And right away, okay, so now Sheffy's going, now we gotta get Sheffy ready, okay? So then, like a week or two. Listen, Jay Wilson and Ness don't really get along. Well, I don't know. I don't know that I would call it that, but he thinks that Ness is part of like the 2.0 beef sector. It's like all these new people they want, to do panels and all of that stuff, right? So he decides, oh, well, he uses the disguise of Sheffy, right? Nobody wants to spend time with Sheffy. I'm going to go so I can spend time with Sheffy. So now he's going. Okay, well, you would think, okay, how's he going to plan the trip? Well, he has Vivian that always plans all his events. Poor Vivian is the one that does all the work, right? She's the one that has to deal with the emails and all the like behind the scenes stuff, right? So now he decides to throw in his hat in the Vegas trip, and now there becomes competition for the one and only beef sector Vegas trip that Ness was doing. So you would imagine that Ness is pretty upset. Like, how dare you? Why would you want to go there? You don't care about Sheffy. You don't even care about Sheffy. Why are you going? You're just going. Well, he's just going because he sees that it's gonna be content. He wants it to be competition. There's a chance to make money. Anyway, fast forward. Okay, I'm telling you. So since he joined, it's been drama. Okay, it's been drama filled every week. It's like he disowns Sheffy, but that's the reason that you're going, right? You say, Sheffy, you know what? I don't want to see you over there, Sheffy, because I don't like the way that you're acting. You're trolling. Sheffy is going around saying that she wants to invite all these people to Vegas. Like all she goes like on different panels to different sectors. She wants to invite she says, I want everybody to go to Vegas. It's like, no, you can't. This is other people's trip. You cannot invite, if people want to go, they can go, but you cannot go and be telling them about coming to this trip, right? Yes, it's about the coins, okay? Coins keep him there. He goes live like 5 to 6 times a day. He tells us about the update, how many people are going. He raised his registration fee from $25 to $55. He said that there's 55 people coming. He said they have an itinerary, they have plans of stuff to do, they have like exercise, whatever. Hi, Vibrant Brew. They have all this stuff planned, okay? Last week he made up with Sheffy, and so he wanted to see Sheffy. This week, I think he's done with Sheffy and tired of her, and I think that Sheffy just trolls. Sheffy can help it. She just trolls. She wants to run around and tell people about Vegas, and then she goes on her panel and she kind of like drags Pastor, and Pastor gets wind of it, and he's like, "You see, this is why I can't trust you, Sheffy. I cannot trust you, Sheffy. Chat rep, I can't trust you. Now I don't want to see you because I can't trust what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I don't like this behavior. You say one thing, you do this, you do that." Okay, so Nikki. Okay, so the people start talking. The people start whispering that he had the $25 registration fee. Okay, as if that was not bad enough. I think last week or so, he announced that it was now $55. He had raised his registration fee to freaking $55. And the people are like, $55? What the heck is $55 for? Okay, listen. So then he says the registration fee is okay. Okay, there's going to be swag bag because it looks like Vivian always does swag bag. Okay, I don't know what's gonna be in the swag bag, but usually she'll come out and tell. I don't know. I don't remember at what point. She's done a couple of events for him. He's lucky to have her because she's pretty good. Okay, for the swag, whatever, right? And because he threw his hat into going, and Ness was the only one that was. Okay, Vibrant said a t-shirt. Vibrant said a t-shirt. I don't know what all is in there. Maybe like bottled water because it's gonna be probably 200 degrees or something out there. I don't know what the heck they're gonna be doing. Probably some shirt. She made t-shirt in the past. Um, yeah, a t-shirt. That's why you said a t-shirt. T-shirt. I forgot. Gosh, I can't remember all the other stuff but the t-shirt one was very like that one was like etched in my memory. What else? They said because okay, so listen, when as you would imagine, Nessie is not really too happy about this. Like, how dare you? Now you're coming over here. Now the attention and people are gonna be looking. It became all about chat rep, chat rep. Oh my gosh, Pastor. Now chat rep has someone to like spend time with, and Pastor's like, come over here. You don't have to go where you're not wanted. You don't have to worry about being alone and all of that stuff. Meanwhile, chat rep just wants to troll her little heart away. One week she said, I'm bringing my dog. And then that week, Pastor said, you know what? I don't want to see you. That's it. I'm done with you. And okay, so she dropped that and said, okay, fine. My dog is not coming. The following week, she tries to behave. She goes on her panel and then she drags Pastor and shades him. He finds out about it. He says, you know what? I don't trust you. I don't want to see you. Okay. The registration fee. So at some point, Ness was like, listen, I'm telling you, love and hip hop, YouTube, beef sector, okay? So this has been transpiring like this whole time. Okay, this is like one debacle after the other. Okay, so as if that was not bad enough, Plus is like, Ness, I don't want to see you. I have no care about what the heck you're doing over there. At this point, I feel like it's all out war because it's competition now at this point. Because Pasa is coming out and bragging. He's got 50 something people. And Ned said, oh, we're definitely going to pull up. We are going to run up on you. We're going to have water gun and we're going to come over there and we're going to shoot you with BB gun. Whatever the heck they said, right? And Pasa is like, you see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't understand what's wrong with you all. I don't want to see you. I don't care to see your group. Stay over there. We are going to be busy. We have a lot of activities. We don't care to see you. And in fact, we're going to have security. So maybe part of that $55 is for security. Hi, Jill's comfort zone. Part of that. Okay. She gives hand sanitizer, night mask for sleeping. I guess it's the thought that counts. But Viv is very good at organizing Pasa's trip. She does all the work. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yep, she does all the work. I'm hoping. Every time she plans something, I come out here. I make sure I say, but that doesn't mean he really does it. I hope that her trips are like comped. Okay. I hope her trip to justification and all of that was comped, but I don't know, right? She has to keep track of all those people's name. She has to, like do all of that, plan the events and do all of the imagine like being emailed because she has to come out and get on the panel and announce for people to respond and all. It's not easy. So they go back and forth. So he's over there. So now it's like full out war between him and Ned. Every week or every day, he listen. This morning, this morning, I happened to be in the chat when he went live. So I go there because I want to know what he's gonna say. I want to know what's up with his crew and his Vegas side of the trip, right? So every time Ness drops there, there's some sort of something he's doing with her. I think he timed her out. Did he time her out? That Pasa is something else. Okay, listen, it's comical. Okay, she goes there, like she goes there. I don't know. She trolls him, and I guess maybe he kind of like trolls her back or something. But he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. You're a chaos demon. You're this. Everywhere you go, you disrupt stuff. Right? He was talking. He was. She was in the chat. I was in the chat too. He was talking about Sheffy. He was driving. Right? He was talking about Sheffy and I'm like, Pasta, so I mean, is Sheffy okay? Are you gonna see Sheffy? Is Sheffy behaving this time? Like, are you still seeing Sheffy? He's he's going on and on, right? And he's saying that, like Nez is trying to get his attention in the chat, right? But he wouldn't even say her name. He is so bad, okay? Yes. But he never got over Craig, right? So he always like treats her like that, right? He said, "Oh, she's trying to get my attention and all of that, right?" And she's not even doing anything, right? She's just there in the chat, right? So there's like this whole back and forth until this damn trip happens. Okay, so I think I kind of gave you like the background, right? Okay, so fast forward, fast forward. Let's like really fast forward, right? Sheffy is doing Sheffy. Sheffy's trolling. Like recently, he said he's not seeing her. Okay, registration fee is $55. I don't know the count of people, right? So there's been like some issue, right? Brooks husband, they're separated. However, this Pills guy, Pills. This is the guy that won the show, right? He lives in Vegas, right? He became part of the core by way of Brooke because he won the dating show, right? And there's just been like turmoil, turmoil, right? Because Malik, he's not the soon to be ex-husband, is been coming around. He's been hitting links. He's been dropping in chats because he wants to tell her go sign the paper. Like we're going to court, go and go sign. And she's like, I don't want to sign. He's kind of like made a spectacle of the whole thing, right? Because a lot of their marital issues. I don't want to say they're marital issues, but the fact that, she did that show, he was okay with it. She said, I'm single. And then, like, like weeks later, she decided they did the show. Now, let's be honest, okay? A lot of stuff happened today that we found out that, listen, this whole thing was really kind of like a play. It was just for YouTube, for entertainment purposes, right? Bree had a dating show. Yes, Bree had a dating show, right? For the love of Bree, right? She had a dating show. And was Pills there? Yes, Pills was there, right? And that was very obvious. It was for play, it was for entertainment. It was quick, boom, bomb, it was done, right? It was entertaining for the time being, right? There was a plot twist at the end, kind of like, like those ABC, like those dating shows on TV, except it's like more condensed, right? So she decided to do it because she was like on her way to getting divorced, right? So she does her show. Malik is supposedly aware of all of this. She said they talked about it. Malik also came and confirmed that they talked about it. He was okay with it. But I think what happened is like Pills, like the cloud and the fame, when Ness goes live, like she gets numbers over there, right? And the whole group and the build up to the Vegas trip and all of that, there's a lot of anticipation. People want to see the dynamic between the group. What are they planning to do? what's going on with Brooke and this guy. Plus, this guy was going around calling her my queen. Like he was really treating it like a real relationship. And then last week he was like, "Oh yes, I'm trying to raise money to buy her a ring." It's like, are you crazy? She picked Lemon and he wasn't a contestant. Yes, that was a play. That was a play, and then Lemon and Sir King had a falling out over that. Okay, Lemon and Sir King got into a fight over that because Sir King was like, "How could you? How could you?" Because then, as part of the play, Lemon was being asked a bunch of questions by Bree, like, "Okay, would you protect me? Were you surprised that I picked you?" He wasn't a contestant. She said, listen, Nikki, she said at the end of it, I don't pick any of them. I don't want any of them. I don't want to pick any of them. I choose Lemon. And then she just like leaves. Then she leaves and say, "Come over here to my page and we can talk about it, Lemon," right? And so they go over there and she said, "Lemon, were you surprised that I picked you?" And he was like, "No." Right? But I mean, it's a play. Like she told him in the back, "Listen," right? Because people were supposed to vote and something happened and they couldn't vote, right? Like he somehow disabled his chat and so people couldn't vote. Now I'm wondering if that was a play too. He said it wasn't. We watched the chat. Nobody could vote, right? So then she came up with that plan. I'm just gonna pick Lemon, and then we're just gonna go to my channel and talk about it, right? She picks him. They go over there, and she starts asking him questions. What would you do to protect me? I have like some of these people that come after me. Would you protect me and stuff, right? And she brings up Sir King, and she brings up Sir King because her and Sir King, kind of used to be like a YouTube kind of couple, right? But Sir King now like says like horrible. I don't know, like it just like went bad, right? She tried to apologize. He didn't take the apology, and she was like, "Fine," right? They tried to rekindle the YouTube ship or whatever, but that didn't really work out, right? So when Sir King got wind of this, Sir King was like, "What? How could you go for my old lady?" It's like, well, but wait, that's not really your old lady. You guys are not really together. And I'm like, Sir King, like it's for entertainment purposes, right? He's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How could he? He was over here with me for like 4 years. How could he go for Brie of all people, right? And one of the questions was, "Would you protect me?" He was like, "Yes." Right? When Bree was asking Lemon question, "Yes. What would you do?" "I will put hands on him. I will, like beat him up." Like I don't know the size of Sir King, but we know because Lemon has camped up. He's like over 6 feet tall, and he's kind of, like, he's not a small dude, right? So Sir King felt hurt, or at least he acted like it anyway. He was like, "How could you?" Hi, Red Wings Hockey. "How could you do that? I can't believe you. I can't even trust you. You're like my brother. How could you let a woman and of all women, my old lady, come? How could you, Lemon? How could you?" Okay, they got into this thing. They got into a fight, and it became a big thing. And um, he did he drag Lemon? They say that he sunned Lemon on his own platform, right? So Lemon had to drag him. Lemon ended up dragging him, but it wasn't that bad, right? And so I think they've made up, they apologized and all of that stuff, right? Okay, so that was a first dating show. So then, like maybe a week later, that's when the Brooke and the Brooke show happened. Oh, Envy was one of the contestants. I don't know why he was one of the contestants. Envy is also going to Vegas. I think he's gonna help them get tattoos. Apparently, they're gonna. Some people are getting tattoos over there. Don't ask me. I don't know. Uh, Nikki, I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, it's a lot going on. It's like a love and hip hop YouTube edition. Okay, so uh so back to the whole, so you got the whole Pastor crew that's going over there, and Pastor just throwing his towel using chat rep as a reason to go there and make some, whatever, to get a trip in, make coins, compete with Ness, make content, whatever, right? Then you have the original crew. Meanwhile, the whole Brooke and Pills thing, right? They're a couple. Uh, Pills is doing really a lot, right? He's really treating it like a real relationship. He's running around calling Brooke his queen and saying he's gonna that Brooke is gonna meet his family, his mom, his sister when they come over there in Vegas. He's doing all of this stuff. He's preparing for the trip. Brookie is over there saying how what she's gonna do, how her legs are gonna be up in the air, and the people are up in arms over the whole situation. Meanwhile, Malik is up in the clouds hearing all of this and he's not happy. So Malik started making appearances in the chat. He starts dropping down, he starts hitting panels, right? Okay, it escalates up until this past, I don't know, yesterday. Hold up. If I'm still looking in the mirror, why would I hook up on the internet? Well, hold up. Hold up. Okay, so I think what we found out today, which is what I came to update you guys on my backup page, is that apparently it really was for entertainment purposes only. It really was kind of like a play. Come closer. Did you hear me? For the people who were believing it, it was a play. Okay. It wasn't really supposed to be all that. Okay. So now I'm going to get to that part, right? So Malik had really been doing a lot, right? Malik is over there, like like trying shading Brooke in the chat, hitting panels, saying all kinds of stuff, threatening the guy, Pills, right? Wanting to talk to him. It was bad, okay? Like last week, it was no, 2 weeks ago is when he threatened him. At some point, ZX even had conversation with Malik when all of this stuff was unfolding at the very beginning of the mess starting with Malik and the situation. Malik, I think Malik is a mod over there at your, the grown folks TV. Malik went over there. He kind of like tried to talk to Malik and all of that stuff. Then by a couple of days later, the thing was unfolding. It was kind of uncontrollable. I don't even think that ZX could talk to Malik at the time because it was just a lot of stuff was happening on YouTube, right? And I think it was something that was agreed upon. They talked about it. He was like, okay, so you like this guy? You want to? This is what we're being told, right? So I think the bottom line is that they knew it was a play, but I think it got too real because Pills was doing a lot, the ring buying stuff, all the conversation about what they're gonna do, and all of this stuff. It was becoming a lot. At some point, Malik went and put his number in the back, like say, call me. The guy never called, or Brooke told the guy not to call or something, whatever the case is, right? It's like, why do you want to talk to this guy offline, right? So the boiling point came this week, really, right? When he hit the panel over there at Ness, right? Because of the way he was doing, he was trolling her in the chat. Because if he was not allowed to hit the link, he was writing in the chat, answering questions and being shady towards Brooke, right? Because Brooke was supposed to have had a daughter who would be about a year, right? And the people were saying there's a lie that there's no daughter and all this stuff. And he was being shady when they asked him. He said, "I have 3 sons," right? Meaning that there's no daughter. So that had been happening like since I want to say last, like at the beginning of the year. But with this show and them separating and all of that, I mean, it was at an all-time high. People want people already saw that they had issues, and so the first thing they were asking was about the daughter, right? Brooke didn't want to talk about the daughter. They said that there's no daughter, that it was fake, that it was her son's daughter, like it was her grandchild, all of this stuff, right? um hey, Beef Sector Podcast, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so child, let me tell you the story as I'm telling the story, okay? Not another thing. Oh my gosh, Nikki. Oh, it's so bad. Okay. So the people have been with the issue with Malik and this Vegas trip. They're using that. Hey, Lavon. Okay, so I'm seeing like the regulars coming. So I'm at the point where like I'm gonna give them an update on what happened today for the people that didn't see. But I think that Lavon, I have a feeling you were there, right? Okay, so listen, Malik is being shady in the chat. Malik is like, we thought that they have filed. We thought they filed. We thought Brooke went to court and filed, but lo and behold, they didn't file. We don't know what Brooke was saying that they were gonna file. There seems to be some sort of hesitation or like that push to go, and that's perfectly okay. I don't know why people are making it a big deal. I guess they're making it a big deal because both Malik and Brooke seem to want to go forward with a divorce, but something always prevents it from being final, right? Like Malik in his latest shady moment when he dropped down, he said, "We have court. Oh, I'm gonna be in court. Ask her if she's gonna be in court, right? Ask her if she's gonna be in court." That was so on my main channel. When was it? Wednesday or Thursday? She said by 7 a.m. she said, "I'm not going to court." She was so mad with him. She said, if I see him in person, I will put hands on him, and I'm not trying to go to jail. Things had escalated so bad that she had it was obvious to me that she had stopped communicating, and which is why he was coming on YouTube and trying to get her attention. He was coming there, he was shading her, he was making threats of like going to her ops to talk to her ops. What tea would he have? Like, what would he have to be shading her with? He was shading her in the chat. It was so bad that 2 days ago she finally blocked him, right? And she had blocked him on changed her number. He didn't have a way to contact her and all of that stuff. All of this was like it was obvious on YouTube because he was coming on YouTube and doing stuff in the chat and hitting panels. He hit Ness's panel, and Ness and Brooke were close, but Ness was trying to respect the fact that her and Brooke were close, and Brooke didn't want him on the panel because it was just disruptive. It was embarrassing, as you would imagine. So oh, just a lot. And then he kept wanting to talk to Pills, to the guy. And finally, he got his wish. And when Pills was there, he was like, "Okay, so listen, I want to ask you, since I didn't get a chance to talk to you, do you guys really you like her, and you guys want to move forward with this relationship?" And Pills was like, "Yes." He was like, "Well, I suggest you guys take it offline." And I'm like, "That's what you came up here to tell this man?" Like, this is weird. It was just weird to me, right? Um, but it made sense because I feel like she was not talking to him. They were having problems. She had cut him off. She was not talking to him. They were living in separate places. She had changed her number. She was not talking to him. I don't know. I mean, at least to me, it appeared like that. That's why he was lashing out on YouTube because he never hit links like that. That's why you don't play with your marriage on you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what a lot of people. So she's been getting a lot of slack, right? And him as well because he really acted a lot in the past couple of days. He really did a lot. Okay, people were like, "Well, like he should, he has a right to, to say his side of the story. He's seen his wife doing all of this, but it's like, yes, he's come out here in his own words, tell us that he is okay with it. They are grown. In fact, on ZX's panel, when that was the first place he hit the panel, right? He hit the panel over there. He was like, listen, they're grown. They're okay to do what they want. It was just very brief, like less than 5 minutes. That was at the very beginning of him talking, right? And then it's like, so what happened? Like, how is this? Like in a matter of weeks, the thing got worse, right? And you could tell for me, knowing his pattern, I was like, yeah, this man, something's not right. This, like, she's not talking to him. This is the only place that he can come and get her attention. He's lashing out for whatever reason, right? Bottom line is, I think that from we could just tell that he was saying one thing, saying, "Oh, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it." But I would imagine that he was not okay with it, right? He was not okay with it. This Pills was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy a ring." And where was Malik? Malik was in the chat laughing. Yeah, talk about that some more. Talk about that. Let's hear about this. He dropped down, meaning he was watching. He was watching Pill's channel. He was watching the people in the beef sector where the stories were being told. He was in the clouds because at the right time he would drop down or he would hit the link. Okay. Uh, up until like a few days ago, she blocked it. She was like, "Listen, he did the whole court thing. Said, cam up, right? That was alluding to the baby. Cam up. When they asked him, do you have a daughter? Like all those shady things to like embarrass her, right? So everything like came to like a boiling point, really. It did. When he said, I'm going to court on, I think it was Thursday. Thursday, right? Yeah, because today's Friday. I'm going to court Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Ask her if she's going to be there. Okay. That was Wednesday night that he was saying that. Thursday on my main channel in the morning by 7 a.m., Brooke was like, I'm not going. I'm not going to court, right? He went, he showed his evidence to ODS that he filed, right? But he was like, I just need her to come there and sign. She said, I'm not coming there. Serve me, right? Serve me, send it to my mom's house, do something, but I can't be around you because if I'm around you, I'm going to go to jail. Because she was so mad. She was just so embarrassed with all of the stuff he was doing, hitting the links. It was just a lot. It was a lot. It was embarrassing. Hi, Trouble Woman. How are you? Um, so after that, right? Um, then one of the people, amongst the multiple links, right? Shelly and Brooke had a falling out, right? They weren't really close anymore. They hadn't really talked. She wasn't really coming to the channel. I would say it's been about a year. Like I think it happened like maybe was it late last year? I want to say last year, right? And what does Malik do? Goes over there while on Bree's panel. He was talking to Bree. Shelly hit the panel. What does Malik do? He goes. He says, if your spouse, your partner, your girlfriend, your wife, your whatever, right? You know that person used to be their friend. Now, I wouldn't call it their all, but they're not on speaking term. Why would you want to talk to that person? He goes, yeah, Shelly, let me put my number in the back. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wanted to go there and snatch him down from that place. I'm like, I know Brooke. Meanwhile, Brooke is over there at Nest because that's where she's staying. Like, like they're all going to Vegas. So they're always over there. Like that's her crew, right? They became tight. Meanwhile, while she's over there, Malik is over there hitting panels, talking about stuff, shading Brooke, like alluding that about the baby, dropping hints about stuff, giving out his number. He gave his number to Shelly, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, wait till Brooke finds out. This is not gonna end well." Hey, Sade. Of course, it didn't end well. When by the time the next day came, Brooke was so upset. Brooke was so mad. So, do you think she really wants to get a divorce? He could leave it in the mailbox, or yeah. I don't. I think at the bottom line is it seemed like both of them were stalling for whatever reason. However, as of yesterday, Brooke was like, absolutely not. I'm done with him. There's no going back, right? Because of all of that stuff that he had done. He had like embarrassed her yet again. He said even more. Then she found out that he had talked to Shelly. He did call Shelly and talk to Shelly for like 2 hours because Shelly came and said, there's nothing to, I'm not hiding anything. He said, I know you guys used to be close, right? All of this happened publicly as far as I given the number and stuff. So we knew. And Shelly, I mean, Shelly being an OG, we figured she's going to get the content. And obviously, I knew that she was probably going to record the interview, right? And of course, she did, right? We just haven't heard it. However, today we did hear a recording because Brooke ended up talking to Shelly, right? Because people were like, yeah, Shelly said that she talked to Malik and they talked for 2 hours, so you might want to go talk, right? She didn't tell Ness, right? Ness was like, listen, this is what happened. Apparently Shelly got Malik's number and is gonna talk. What do you think? What are you gonna do about that? Shelly and Ness are not. They're not cool. They're what you would call ops, right? And so it kind of puts Brooke in a predicament because, um, when Ness was like, "Well, are you gonna talk to her?" it appeared, or there's a message saying that from Brooke to um to Ness about Shelly, saying, "Oh no, she's a snake. I'm not going over there." Right. However, what happened is, within the past, what, when did he do that? I want to say he might have done that on Tuesday, right? So she got wind of it, and people were like, "You might want to go talk." I would have encouraged her to go talk, because you don't know what he said. You want to know what he said. That way, when it comes out, because it's a recording, it's gonna come out, right? So you want to know. So listen. She had to talk to Shelly, no matter what. Any realistic person that knows how this YouTube thing works, she had to talk to him, because she's got to get ahead of whatever the heck he said. That way she can, she can compare and figure out, like, what she said. Well, he can't expose me. There's nothing to expose, right? That's what people were saying. Because Ness was like, is there something you need to tell me now? Is there a lie that could possibly, be exposed or something, and she's like, no, there's nothing, right? The only thing is, I'm gonna go find out what he said, and I will have receipt, right? So that's where we were. One Wednesday. I want to say Wednesday night, okay? Ciao. But legally Brooke is, yeah, but it all came out that this, like, it was kind of like a play. I don't know. I don't know when the play, or what part of the play you decide. I just know like what was said, and what the recordings that were played today, because Shelly played recordings. Okay, and why did the recordings get played? Okay, so we are now at today's. Listen, this thing was so much, I like to take notes, okay? It's so much that I don't want to miss, like, juicy parts, right? Okay, so even though I mean I was there, right? I was there, but I might miss like certain things, right? But so um all of that stuff happened. Of course, Brooke didn't go to court. As she told us that she wasn't going to go to court, right? She said he can just send her, just send, serve her, right? That's, like, that's what, he should do. Serve her the stuff, and doesn't care, right? So Shelly was saying that at like two, what was she saying? Like at two something in the morning. Well, apparently there's people that talk to her, right? People from that camp that talk to her. And it's not just Brooke. And when I say from the camp, I'm talking about the camp, meaning the camp over there at Ness. You know that Ness and Shelly don't get along. They're ops, right? Meaning anybody in her camp, I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe Ness is trying not to show her paranoia or irritation. She's gonna have to figure out who else in her camp besides Brooke that has talked to Shelly. Because when Shelly came live today, Shelly said, it's not just Brooke that I talked to. There's somebody else over there. So when all of this stuff transpired, hey, the Queen, before you react, how are you? Okay. Um, when Shelly came live, she said that there's somebody else from over that camp that talks to her. That person messaged her and said, "Please don't let it out that I'm talking to you behind the scenes." The people that seem to think she never confirmed, right? It might be her. I did notice that Intrinsic was missing today. Did you notice that on Ness's live? Intrinsic was not there. Initially, I thought it was because Brookie, like her and Brookie are close. She would have been the one, because remember, Brooke is supposed to take her on a date over there in Vegas. They had like some stuff planned, right? But girl, it might be, right? Because they asked Shelly, is it Lolo? She said no. Okay, think of the core group. Who is in the core group? I would imagine it's a girl. I don't know. If Intrinsic is involved, it's her. Yeah, yeah, I think it's her. Shelly said it was not Lolo. So who else is left? We know that she talked to Brookie. Brookie is out. Who's the other girl? Intrinsic. The core group is Intrinsic, Lolo, Brookie, Pills, Shakim. It's not Shakim. Um, Envy. It's not Envy. I don't think it's Envy. I think it's a girl. I think did she say she? They asked if it was Lolo. Lolo's ruled out. So who else is left? It's pretty obvious, right? And Nikki, intrinsic, right? So it might be she was suspiciously MIA from the panel. Now I don't know if she's still alive, if maybe she's hit it, but Lolo, the rest of them, joined. I didn't see her there, right? She stays getting. It might be. Yes, I think it's her. I think a lot of people were coming to the conclusion that it might be her, right? So whoever it was texted her at 2 in the morning. You see how late it was because after the like all hell broke loose with the whole Brooke thing, right? All hell broke loose because it came out like what happened was, well, here comes Malik again the night of the after the court. So it's Thursday night. Okay, Thursday night. Malik had already done the court thing. That was in the morning episode of the thing. Like all that stuff happened. There was a whole show. Ness dragged him over there on ODS, right? And then he decided to drop down. Meanwhile, the whole show was set up for him at 9:30. He said, "I'm gonna be a court." ODS set up a live. Um, 9:50 in the morning, we don't see anything. ODS, I even left the live. I'm like, listen, I got stuff to do, right? I left. Hey, Miss Lady T. Uh, he came at the last hour after, oh, probably only after Ness drug him, right? He showed up. He showed up, and that was the morning episode of The Mess with Malik. Okay, then nighttime came. Ness went live to talk about the event. Brooke, all of them were there. Here come Ness was already upset because Brookie had come on my show to say that she was not going to court. Brookie had gone. I think at that time maybe Brookie had talked to Shelly. She might have found out maybe also on my show or maybe ODS. I don't. Man, so much has happened. Okay, is finding out all this stuff as she wakes up on YouTube. Meanwhile, she's very tight with Brooke, and she didn't know all of that, so she's caught off guard. Wait, I thought you said that that Shelly is a snake. How come you're talking to her? How come you talk to her? You made it seem to me like you weren't gonna talk to her. Then I find out that you're not gonna go to court, and I'm finding out all this stuff on live. Um, she's 3 hours behind, right? So my show at the time was at 6 or 7 a.m. Eastern time. So that would have been like 3, 4 in the morning. She's asleep, right? She said, I'm coming here because, Ness is in here because she'll be doing all of that over there at Ness, right? Hey, Barn Dog, how are you? So all of this stuff transpired in the morning. She wakes up, she finds all this stuff out. And so she goes live, and we're all anticipating for the evening showdown. Like, what's going to happen? We found out that Brooke talked to, Shelly. Brooke didn't go to court, and what's gonna happen now? And then on top of that, there's rumbling that Brooke and Pills are breaking up. That Shakim broke that. Shakim went and told Nez because Pills said that he was going to break up with Brooke and didn't tell anyone, right? And Shakim found out, but he was stalling and all of that, right? So Shakim went and told Nez, and all of that stuff came out. Okay, all of that stuff came out. And guess who hits the link? Malik. Okay, Malik decides he wants to join in and ask additional questions. Brooke, why didn't you come to court? Are you gonna sign the stuff? All the messy man, it's like Malik, go somewhere with this stuff. We are not stop it. You already filed the paperwork. What more do you want? Okay, we're trying to deal with this whole pills and like what's going on over here. And Brooke talked to Shelly. Ness is like dealing with all of this stuff, and Malik is not wanting to hit the link and wanting to talk to Pills again. And not to mention that Malik also, one of the times that he was on the panel over there, one of those days he docs Pills' phone number, and said it out loud on the panel. Now you tell me if that's not a guy that's upset. He's doxing Pills. He's doxing the guy. Giving the number. You mean to tell me he's not mad? Oh yeah, he was mad. Okay, there was a whole lot going on. He did all of that stuff, right? So, um, At this point, Brooke has had enough. Brooke, okay, Brooke was like, I can't see him. That's it. I'm done with him. I can't. That's it. Okay. Malik is now wants to hit the link. He's in the chat. He's throwing shade at Brooke. He's saying all kinds of stuff. He's answering questions in the chat. He's basically twerking and okay, I don't want to say prancing because I just don't I don't want to be disrespectful. He's twerking in the chat pretty much. Okay, hey Linda B. He's twerking all up and down the chat, and they're ignoring him. Okay, they're ignoring him, and so now he decides he's gonna go backstage and hit the link. Okay, he tries to hit the panel like one of the times Brooke, I think Inez didn't, but after the Inez found out Shelly was called by Brookie and some other stuff, Shelly was uh Ness was like, uh Brooke, Malik is backstage. I'm going to let him on, okay? Because you wanted, like, listen, at this point, I think that you guys are playing games. I don't know what's true. She has pills over there stalling and is talking to Shakim saying, I'm breaking up with Brooke. And then he doesn't do it. He sets up a live stream to break up with her. He doesn't do it. He moves the live stream to another day. And just all of this stuff going on, and she doesn't know what to believe. And she asks him on the ask pills, and he tries to lie and backpedal. So at this point, she's like, Brooke, I'm letting Malik on the panel. Okay. Brooke is like, I don't want to be on the same panel with him. If you let him on, I'm going to drop. So Brooke drops when Malik was let on. Malik goes over there. He does the same thing he normally does, do the ring around the roses, and, like does all the talking and blah, 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 blah. The same stuff, the same stuff. Nothing new. Nothing new. Okay. No new information. He filed, we got that. Brooke didn't go, we got that. Um, Shades her, uh, all the stuff that he already did. Okay, so right now at this point, Brooke is pissed. Brooke goes to her channel. Brooke starts a live stream. Brooke goes off, says she can't be controlled, and wants to know. So at this point, Ness is like, "Listen, Brooke, there's a bunch of stuff going on. I don't know. I need to know if I can trust you. Is there a baby?" Brooke is like, I'm not talking about a kid. This what me too. I was saying, what does a Vegas trip have to do with anything? I get it. I get it. They're like, listen, if we're gonna be around you, I'm meeting you for the first time. We're meeting you for the first time. We want to know if you can trust. We can trust you. We're not trying to judge you, but we want to know. We just want to talk about it and like talk and investigate and figure out why. Don't laugh like that because I'm picturing the live stream and I'm hearing the whole thing replay in my mind, and I'm just like, this is just. Don't even ask me how the heck I'm retaining all of this information, okay? Uh, so shaking pills and another named pills. I'm changing my name to what? What are you changing to needles? At this point, listen, you might as well, because this is just like it's like a big ratchet hip hop show, okay? Love of hip hop ratchet show YouTube edition beef sector. Okay, that's what it is. So ciao. Brooke runs up. Brooke is pissed off with Malik. Brooke is pissed off with Ness. Like, you can tell me like who to talk to. Brooke is upset about the whole Shelly thing. At this point, we didn't know that there was a text message, right? So at this point, when Brooke left and was on her live, she was saying that, yeah, she was sick of Malik. She needed to, like she decided to talk to Shelly. Listen, I don't even remember. Basically, she went on her stuff saying she cannot be controlled. She doesn't want to talk about her kids. She gives the reason why, since people started stalking her and all of that on her kids and all the pictures and stuff, she stopped putting her kids up there, right? She stopped putting her kids up there, and you know she was not going to be doing that anymore. She said her piece. She said she doesn't want to be controlled. Then she says, you know what, I'm not going to Vegas. And she says, as far as Pill, she said she wishes him well. There's nothing, she doesn't have any ill will about him, that she's okay. So that would, that was an indication that they had broken up, or I don't know if he ever called her, or if they talked or whatever, right? So she's like, listen, I'm not going to Vegas at this point. I can't be around, stuff where I have to like justify or be questioned about what I do. I'm a grown woman, and I go where I want to go, and I can talk to, all of that stuff, right? She said, she has a ticket for Vegas, but she might just go with her sister. She might just go with her sister, and she doesn't know if she's gonna change the time or whatever. She was gonna decide that, right? Um, so that was on her show, but then her best friend hits the link, Dana J, right? Dana J hits the link, and Dana J is like, what the heck is going on? He probably got wind of what was going on, right? Or maybe Malik called him or something, right? And Dana J is like, what's happening? And so she tries to fill him in. Even Dana J doesn't have the new number. Dana J asks for the new number, and she's like, no, because you're gonna go give it to him, right? And she's like, I'm not giving it to you. I'm not talking to him. Dana J is like, like, okay, I just want to talk to you. It seemed like he hadn't talked to her, like in some, I don't know how much time, but he's like, I want to talk to you separately, and then I'm gonna talk to him, and that's all I want, like I want to do. But she's like, I'm not giving you the number because I feel like you're gonna give it to him. He said, no, I promise I'm not gonna give it to him. So I think she might have given it to him, right? But she had to make him promise that he wasn't gonna give it to Malik. And he tried to, like talk to her and say, I'm gonna try, talk to you guys reasonably. And she said, I'm done. I'm done. This is it. I'm not doing this. There's no turning back. I was like, damn, okay. So did she ever answer the question about the baby? No, no, she didn't. She didn't. And he did enough damage to where the people, like, he kept saying, I don't have a daughter. I don't have a daughter. Tell her to cam up. Tell her to cam up. Right? I mean, he did enough damage. It was embarrassing. He did enough damage. He did enough shading. He did enough, like dropping hints without saying a lot of stuff. Right? The people are like, listen, the fact that he says that, that's, like it's supposed to be. But remember, okay, well, I'm saying, remember, when she was pregnant last year, right? And the people, we knew that they were having problems. She came on her show and she said that he was not the father. And I'm like trying to tell the people, y'all don't remember the live stream she did last year when she said that he's not the father? They had like broken up, like they separated, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because she told us she was living elsewhere. Now I don't know if she was playing at the time, but I'm just going based on what she said. So I don't know why these people are shocked that he's saying I don't have a daughter. Yeah, because she came out and said it's not his child. So I'm just stating what happened. Okay. I'm just stating what happened and what she said from her life, right? People, like forget, but they're just saying that there's no baby, right? Because of all of the stuff he was doing. Whether or not there's a baby and it's not his, if the baby exists. So here's the reason, part of the reason why they're saying that there's no baby. Last year when she was supposedly pregnant, they felt like, she got pregnant too quick. When she made the announcement, she was fighting with Tracy, and they were like, Tracy had put like her kids on the community wall or whatever. They were fighting. She was like, yeah, I can get pregnant anytime, or whatever. And weeks later she came back and said she was pregnant. That's one of the reasons that they're using against her. The other reason they're using against her, what else did they say? That she was like fighting, she was beefing with a lot of people during the time she was pregnant, right? Like yelling, and people, I remember people would be like, you need to be careful. This is too much and very stressful. You can't be doing this while you're pregnant. And so then they were like, is she pregnant? How can she be pregnant and doing all of that? There's a young lady right now that's pregnant in the Mo3 sector. She's beefing, she's dragging people, she's doing the same thing. Are they gonna go tell her that she's not pregnant? I'm just saying, these people, because it's second nature, when they're doing this dragging and beefing thing, they will go up there and they will yell and scream while pregnant. I don't know. I'm saying one, there's two. There's two. two right now that are pregnant over there, right? So that's one of the reasons they're saying. And then they also say that the baby is like over a year. We don't hear a baby crying. We don't hear nothing. And so they're saying that it's not true, that there's no baby. A baby doesn't exist. Those are all the reasons that they're saying, right? Um, so she never admitted, right? And then like things just got worse, right? So that was up until yesterday, right? Okay, so you want to know, you ask what could have happened today. Yeah. So when she didn't answer that question to Ness, of course, even though she went live and said what she said and ended her live, people were like, "Oh, okay, there you go. She didn't answer the question. She never said yes, and that's it." And then take that with what Malik had said, all the stuff he said. He had been saying it like for weeks, right? And then it just got worse. Like, tell her to cam up. Tell her to cam up. Why would you be saying that, right? Because he was upset. Um, so fast forward to today, right? Fast forward to today, Friday, right? So Friday, um, when Shelly comes live, Shelly is like, like, listen, she heard, I guess she got wind of like what happened. People must have told her about Ness's life as far as like, what was said and what happened over there. The fact that Brooke said that, she talked to her or whatever, right? And Shelly was like, yeah, we talked, but I have not seen any receipt where, Brooke talked bad about me. I talked to Brooke and, we talked for about 2 hours, right? She said it was not anything bad. I don't hate Brooke, right? I mean, I kind of knew that they didn't really drag each other when they had their falling out. It wasn't bad. It wasn't anything bad, right? Um, that happened to me like once, maybe 9 times, but getting pregnant. Okay, well, I don't know about the minute time, but I'm saying like as far as like the time, right? Because she was beefing with someone and made, but okay, well, they say that I'm just kind of like trying to be too nice and all of that, that it's very obvious that there's no baby. I still say anyway. So uh Shelly's like, I have not seen any receipt that she talked bad about me. Whatever the message that got to her, right? That Ness received saying, calling her a snake, that she would never go over there, right? That's Brooke calling her. Shelly said, until I see receipt, I don't hate her. And she, there was no yelling or anything. Our conversation was very cordial and it wasn't anything bad. I told her, like, the conversation with Malik and all of that. We talked for a long time, and until I see receipt, she said that she wasn't gonna fall into the trap of people telling her, "Oh, she said this, she called you a snake, whatever." Well, lo and behold, as she was saying that, that sucker got posted. Okay, the thing got posted. She called Brooke, picked up the phone, called Brookie on the phone, and was talking to her. And Brooke said, am I? Can I be heard or something? Brooke didn't want to be heard, right? So Shelly was live. She called her on live, right? And we couldn't hear her, but they were talking, right? Uh, she just didn't. She didn't want to be heard, right? And she asked her if she said anything, and Brooke said no, right? And boom, the receipt got posted, right? So obviously, Nessie was watching. I think a lot of people were watching, right? Um, so, and what happened? So then she was like, oh, okay. Oh, she just lied. Okay, well, guess what? I guess y'all better buckle up because we're about to hear some recording. And that's how the recording got play. Now, one would think that it would be the recording of Malik first because that's the one that came first. But I think what happened because that receipt got released and Brookie said, no, I didn't, like that she didn't talk bad about her or anything, only for the receipt to show otherwise, right? Hence, Shelly released the stuff, right? Okay, so going to Shelly's live, I told you guys that she had, uh, you know, uh, she had the person. that's from that camp, right? We think is intrinsic. We don't know. So Shelly was like, if you're scary, get away from me. If you don't want to be revealed and all of that, then you don't need to be talking to me, right? So Shelly kind of like went in on that, saying, like you can't tell me who to rock. That's why, I can't, F with somebody like that, right? And then Shelly, this part I didn't know. Shelly said that Nessie stole the dating show from her. Like she had an idea to do for the love of Ness. I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? Apparently, that's what Shelly said, that she was gonna do a show called For the Love of Ness, right? Um, so she said, how, the fact that, the people are using the word off, she wouldn't even consider her to be an op. Like, what, an op for what? For what reason, right? Uh, you know, so she basically like goes into dragoness, right? Talking about, let's do a challenge, right? Because Shelly has MS, rheumatoid arthritis. I forgot what else. She said, I have all these things wrong with me, right? Because like the thing that they do is they say that Ness has like a K leg or whatever, and so they like to drag her with that, right? Like you might see pictures of somebody like it doesn't look like that to me because Ness used to last year, or is it like whenever she came back this last time around, like she used to cam up during like from work, like during her lunchtime. We would watch her like walk to, we would see her like she cammed up. So I don't know. Listen, okay, like they would drag you with anything, right? So Shelly's like, yeah, why don't we do a walk heel toe, like do a challenge, heel toe challenge, right? Like kind of like the police make you do, right? She said, let's do that high, no pressure. So the beef sector, my gosh. Okay, listen, Shelly's like, with all of this disability, my MS, my rheumatoid arthritis, and all of that stuff, right? I can still do a heel. Is it heel to toe or whatever? Um, she said, if anybody, listen, did y'all hear this part? Okay, anybody that watched Shelly's live, she said, if y'all send her a ticket and a hotel, she will be over there in Vegas. I'm telling you, this Vegas thing, she said she's going to be the one. If people buy her ticket and send her over there to go to Vegas with her lodging, she's going to go over there and show Ness the business. Did Ness hear that part? I wonder. I mean, I think Ness was listening, right? Um, she said, like, don't play with me. I did not send for you. Like she You said, what is this trip? It's supposed to be August. Is it the last week of August? It's like 3 days, I think, like the 23rd. That's the date that got leaked, I think. I don't know if they moved it, I don't know if they changed it, but apparently that's the date that we heard of, right? The August 23rd. Now, 3 days, I think 3 days starting the 23rd, I want to say. Um, so so it's like maybe like 6 weeks or maybe a little over 5 weeks now. Um, and she goes on, like to drag Ness, talking about that Ness used this he, Pazar, Pasa, and Bree, right? And says that, like she's obsessed with a bunch of people, right? Um, and like for people who are over there taking orders from her, they say, she said you got problems, which is why, um, why Brooke was like, I cannot, because she got mad at her that she talked to Shelly, and Shelly is her off, right? And so for Ness, I think what happened was when she heard the fact that uh when she heard that recording, first she called, it's two things, right? Shelly called Shelly called Brooke before playing the recording. She wanted to hear from her. Did you say anything about me? I think Brooke said no. And so when she lied, or saw the note, the receipt posted of what was said, I think it kind of like did a lot of stuff for Ness. So I don't know if this is repairable, right? But what it did was, even though Brooke walked away thinking, you can tell me, one, you can't tell me to make me talk about my kid and then feel like I owe you, and like to tell you that I was gonna talk to your op, right? She said Brooke's explanation at the time was that, listen, I didn't even know I was gonna talk to her. I hadn't planned on talking to her. I dropped down in the chat and they started to let me know that this had happened, that maybe I better go talk, right? And after, like listening to their advice, and she was like, you know what, I just decided, you know what, I might as well just do it, right? Child, this is crazy, okay? So then Shelly continues to go in on her. She said, this is an example of people acting like this, that's why the beef sector is, it wouldn't even, like the OGs, like her wouldn't even call it, even though they coined it like new beef sector or beef sector 2.0, that it pretty much has gone to shits, right? Because look at the kind of stuff that, this is like the example of what people are doing over there in this beef sector, that this would never happen in a place like the beef sector. And then I think, she kind of like, like shaded, she said, don't try to start a problem between her and ODS, right? Because I think that, what did Nessa say? Because I think Shelly changed her time, but I think Shelly just scheduled her stuff. I don't think that she was looking at ODS's time. I don't know if their time, uh, maybe their time like overlapped each other or whatever, right? I don't know. And then, she threw shots at her about like her views, right? I don't remember. I think Shelly has like 7 million views. I don't know how many Ness has, right? You know, what did she say? She said, uh, Brooke hit the link. I'm reading my notes. Okay, I think this is the part where she called Brooke, right? Okay. So at that time, right, she was dragging Ness and then she called Brooke, and then that's how we found out. Sounds like Junkistan sector now. Right? They even thought of like changing the name of the sector, like, right? Treasure Lane, like there was like a town hall meeting where they like, when they were doing a bunch of challenges, right? It was like too many like too many stuff. Like I didn't know. Definitely Malik did a lot. He did a lot. He did a lot this week. He did, right? And I mean, I sort of give him a pass, but then the part that worried me is like the intensity and like some of the threats and the stuff he was doing. If you want your marriage to work and it's clear that he's not over the whole thing, right? It's clear that I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I don't know. All I know is that it made me scared for Brooke because of the threats. I will make your life a living hell. What? Excuse me? And the way he was like, the intensity within the past 48 hours of the messages in the chat and panel to panel that he never used to do, right? It's clear that you're not talking. I get that part. You couldn't go to Dana J. There was nobody else, but I think that it came out in the recording that that Shelly played uh today. It came out that he had called the sister. She said that there was police outside of her job because I guess he had been calling so many times. He had threatened to call CPS, or he called CPS. It was a lot that happened. I figured that there was a lot happening behind the scenes for her to be that angry and for him to be escalated. Like the situation escalated for real. Okay. I don't know. People were busy worrying about a baby. When I saw what he was writing in the chat and how he was talking, even the way he talked to Pills, why do you keep demanding to talk to Pills? This guy is a non this even though this guy, if you knew was a play, why are you demanding to talk to this guy? Are you thinking that there's more? He's in Vegas. They have not met. So you can't think that there's anything. But what came out today that they were going to break up, except they were going to break up over there in Vegas. Okay, they ended up breaking up here. So they broke up early, which means that the whole thing was a play. It was a play. It was in the recording. So what the heck was all of his stuff like for? The Vegas trip is like a month away. So now it kind of makes me go back and look like what the heck? There's more going on with Malik. There's more going on behind the scenes. Now keep it over there and like try to get help and solve it. Don't bring it back over here. And then don't try to drag this Pills guy. He's totally, completely okay. I don't want to say completely irrelevant, but they have not met. It was a play. They have not met, meaning she has not left here to go meet him over there. He's in Vegas. She's in. So I'm saying here, as in like they're still here, like on YouTube, right? They have not gone outside of YouTube. He's over there where they're gonna go. They have not gone there, meaning she has not met him, right? Okay, so she's still in Maryland and he's still in Vegas. So I didn't understand why Malik kept, unless there's something else we don't know. Malik kept demanding, like the way he was talking to the man, the intensity. I'm like, damn, is this like misplaced anger, Malik? Um, yes. They planned the breakup. This is what we found out in the recording, Shelly. That came from Brooke, which means it was kind of like a play, right? If it's a planned breakup, isn't that a play? It's a play, right? I want to say that's a play. Um, but I think Ness goes on to say today on her live earlier that she thinks that Brooke said that because even Ness said that she didn't know that they were going to break up in Vegas, that she was not told that, right? This is what we're hearing. But Brooke said in the recording that it was a play. I don't know. That's things that she said that to save face because Pills was going to break up with her. Pills was going to break up because it was too much. Malik was doing a lot. Malik was like doxing him. Pills got doxed somewhere. I don't know where Pills got doxed. He got doxed. And Malik had already threatened him before. It was just a lot that happened in a matter of a month, right? Lavon said Brooke, Malik, Pills, and Ness are all running plays for content. Yeah, pretty much. It's a play. If Brooke said it's a play, it's a play. It was planned, right? There's no telling why Malik was hesitating in breaking up. Malik had a life. The breakup live was supposed to happen today. Do you know that Malik didn't come live? It was supposed to happen today at 4 p.m. I looked over there and there was no live. And Shakim talked about it. That live didn't happen. So why is he changing? He said yesterday, he went and did a PSA yesterday and said, that live, I moved it. If it doesn't happen on Friday, it will definitely happen on Saturday. I bet you anything it won't happen on Saturday. And do we really care at this point? I don't think so. I give you the timestamp of Malik saying that Brooke and Malik were already divorced. Oh, I think you did, but I didn't find it. I think I went back and I didn't see it. This is exactly why the DMV, the DMV what? DMV don't claim Baltimore. Oh, yeah, he could be bit by the youth. Yes. Okay, so Nikki, that's when I realized that Malik has gone, he's gone YouTube. He's gone YouTube. It's too late. There's no turning back. Pills has been around, he's a content creator, albeit he's new, like he's not familiar with the beef sector because he's from that Umar Johnson sector. He's not used to how the beef sector works, right? So he said too much, and probably a lot of the stuff that happened was a lot for him. I get it. Hey, he's kind, he's young, right? So I don't even fault him. He's like he took on more than he could chew. He didn't know what he was getting himself into. Okay, so the thing is, yeah, she, while Shelly called, but see, here goes Malik again. Okay, so Malik, did you know that Brooke said what she said? Because when Shelly called Brookie and said, Brookie said, I didn't say anything bad about you, and she was about to play the recording, she got a text message, and it was Malik, and she read it online, and Malik said, Brooke respects you, and she didn't say anything bad about you, only for the message to be posted showing that she did, right? Maybe she lied and told Malik it was just for YouTube, with pills, and now Malik sees she is going to Vegas. But he was the one saying he paid for Vegas. He paid for Vegas. That's what he's telling us. Malik said he paid for Vegas. So did he know or did he not know? Which one? Pick one. Did you know he's coming here and telling us he knew? He's coming here and telling us he's okay with them. He's coming here and getting on the panel and telling Pill, if you guys really like each other, take it offline. I think that was a bold-faced lie. He was just doing that. I don't know. It was a play, and just go get better acting. I don't know what to say. He was saying one thing, but his action shows something different. To me, I felt like he was not okay with all the stuff that was going on. Okay. The video is called Sunday Sip Plus Tea. Okay, I gotta I wonder if I could. But they're not okay. So which one is it? Is it divorce from previous time? How could they be divorced and he's going to court and filing and he showed uh paperwork? So which is it, right? I think that's the question. How could they be divorced, but yet both of them came and he's so mad at her and saying go to court and sign the sign the stuff, right? So how could you be telling if you're divorced, is that divorce from before and they got back together, or is that, I don't know, I can't keep up, I'm too tired for to yesterday I was more alert. I can't. Levon, I know, Levon, this is crazy, right? How? He made all this whole hoopla for a whole freaking week or 2 weeks. She won't go to court. She's not gonna show up. She's not gonna show up to court. She's not. And tell her when she gets to court to cam up. Tell her to go live from the court. Tell her to go live from the court. Tell her, tell her, tell her. And she said, hell no, I'm not going to court. Serve me. Ain't that what she said? That is what she said. So I'm lost. How are you gonna be divorced and you're making the whole spectacle and telling us that she needs to go to court and she needs to go sign the paper? First of all, she doesn't even have to. Why does she have to be there? And the whole court fee and filing fee and all of. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know, child. I don't know. I just hope that she's okay. Whatever they are playing, they are supposed to be separated, right? So Malik texted while there and sent. Okay, so then the receipt got sent, and Shelly was like, "Well, buckle up, cause we're about to hear some recording." Okay, I think she played an hour's worth, right? If I'm not mistaken, because they talked for about 2 hours, and she played about an hour, right? Even Grish said they're not married. Damn, I know Grish did say that. So what the heck have we witnessed for all this week? Tell me, Lavon, please tell me. What did we witness all this week? All this stuff that Malik did, all of the stuff that he did every single time he hit a panel, he talked about the fact that she doesn't want to go and sign papers or file, right? And she says she doesn't have time, right? Like the time to take off from work, like she's working. Um, and what's up with the stuff he showed ODS? But they said that Grish, they were saying that Grish had the didn't have the right name. We've been with Lavon. No, Lavon, don't say it. Please don't. He made this whole hoopla about her going to court, sign the paper, do this, do that. Why wouldn't she go to court? Why? Like he made such a big deal about the fact that he hit the panel saying that he hit multiple panels saying that he put that in the chat. Okay, that he had ODS's live. He was in the clouds watching ODS's live and not dropping down the whole time, knowing good and well he was up there, right? Okay, so I'm just okay. So from the recording, you can hear Brooke. Definitely, she says she changed the number. She starts off the call by saying that they refer to the number because obviously they used to talk and the number was different, and she was trying to figure out what number showed up, and she made it clear. okay, so this is the part that I know that is for real because she did the same with her best friend. She didn't want her best friend to, she didn't even want to give the number to the best friend because she didn't want to talk. She didn't want Malik to get a hold of it, right? She said that she tried to be respectful. She said they decided to split towards the end of April, that he left 2 weeks before that dating show. They had talked to the dating show. Says pills or he threatened pills. Okay, I think I talked about it. The part where like the pills was threatened. Child, a mess. Definitely place being ran. Yes. Um. Uh. You know. Yeah, I talked about the part where he, like he asked, did you like? She said that in the recording too. Did you like pills? And she said yes. Okay, she said that in the recording, right? Um. So Malik, like Malik basically was asking, like to go out. Like Malik was like, trying to for them to like to go eat. I guess maybe after they had separated or they had like decided that we're gonna go their separate ways. Like more reason to see like he kind of like wasn't over it. But then why leave? They said on the like on YouTube at least they said that he was the one that left, right? Which means like home abandonment or marriage. I don't remember what the word they use, right? Um, so, but Brooke was, like explaining, like, it was weird because, you know, uh, it's like day and night. Like Shelly was saying, it's like day and night. You're telling me that he's wanting to for you guys to meet up and to go eat. He's calling, he's doing all of this stuff. But when she talked to him, it was the opposite. He said it was over. So it's like night and day, right? So she's thinking, what the heck is going on, right? Um, you know, he said that he didn't want, like to, be in the relationship anymore. So whatever she was saying was different than what he was saying, right? So I don't know. I think maybe the recording kind of made her look good. It just made you look at him, and for me, it made me look at him in a different light because it's like, dude, all this stuff you've been doing on YouTube, but then I'm confused, right? Um, I talked about the part where she had police outside of the job because I guess he had been calling. I don't know what else he did, right? Uh, it appeared it seemed to be okay with pills sometimes, but at times he was not okay with it. So maybe he was like battling with the decision, like maybe he was trying to figure out, okay, like maybe I don't really want this to be over. I don't know. I have no idea. The play was that they were supposed to break up in Vegas. That's what I got in my notes. They were supposed to break up in Vegas. That what does that mean? They ended up breaking up here on YouTube, meaning if they broke up in Vegas, it was gonna be, like more people were gonna tune in. It was probably gonna be at 1K people in the chat. It's gonna be all these people tuning in, like, what? What happened? What caused them to break up? What the heck? The what she dubbed them brills, okay, which is Brooke and Pills, brills, okay. Brills went to Vegas and broke up. What happened? Did they have a fight? Were they gonna stage a fight? What the heck, right? Anyway, yeah, that was really like the essence of the first part of the, I don't know what's in the rest of the recording, but the first part of the recording was basically her talking and saying it just seemed like Malik was like trying to still, like take his wife out and kind of like go out to, I don't know, eat something. And she was pretty much like, no, right? Um, what else? And at some point, like during the live, her best friend's name comes up, and people are making, remember, people were making illusions that he was the father of the baby and all of that. But the best friend, Dana J, is somebody she dated before she met her husband. Right. So Dana J is cool with her husband and her, right? He often counsels them. In fact, when Malik was hitting the link over there at Pills, Dana J also hit the link over there at Pills and said, hey, you might want to chill out, and whatever the heck is going on, this stuff is getting real. Back off, chill out, cool off, because there are people outside of here, YouTube, you know, talking, stuff. This stuff has gotten real. Chill out and calm down, right? Dana J said that, right? So apparently Dana J's name came, like his name was mentioned during Shelly's live, and like I don't want to say her name because she's a subby, right? Said something about like made some they were going to stage a fight in Vegas, and Brooke would have gone home and pretended. I cannot take Lavon. I cannot take Lavon. Dana needs to keep his nose out of there. Yeah, because sometimes I feel like, you know what? You might want to just like leave them. I don't know if is it because they're hotheads. Is that why he gets involved like that? Because I was thinking like, right, like even Brookie, when Brookie didn't want to give, like the number to him, and he kept pushing, it's like, well, she doesn't feel comfortable and feels you're gonna give the number. I wouldn't like leave her alone, right? Brooke is because Brooke was saying this is the calm before the storm. So I became worried, like, damn, she's about to flip. She's about to do something. But he kept pushing until she gave up the number. Sorry, I had sushi, so I'm like really thirsty. Cause that soy sauce. I want to get water. So Lavon said, Lavon, yeah, because okay, if they were supposed to, hi Ava, if they were supposed to, okay, think about this. If they were supposed to break up in Vegas, right? If they're supposed to break up in Vegas, what does that mean, right? That's like Brookie's way of saying it was a, somebody's gonna go to jail playing. Yes, that's what everybody's been saying. Then at some point they were saying that Malik was gonna be over there, and Malik was like no, or Brookie said that no, but you just never know. Now I don't even know. Hi, Sassy Boo. Now I don't even know what the heck. It's like Sassy. I've been over here running my mouth for almost 2 hours. I was filling in Nikki, right? I was filling in Nikki on our soap opera of the hip hop of what did I call it? Love and hip hop, um, love and hip hop YouTube, beef sector edition, right? Love and hip hop YouTube. Okay, hold up. Hip hop, whatever. What do you call it? Whatever you want to call it, right? Anyway, so yeah, I went from the beginning. I kind of like fast forwarded the whole thing just to tell her, right? And I kind of enjoyed telling her. I kind of enjoyed telling her the story. I told her about the whole process part. I told her about Sheffy trolling. I told her how you swooped in and raised the money for Sheffy, right? And now we're like up to date, right? We're at the recording. We're at the recording. But guess what? Y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know, right? Listen, while I'm in, I don't remember where I was at. I was in somebody's chat. I'm like in somebody's chat. I think I might have been in the black sector in Buddy Lee's chat. Was it Buddy Lee's? Someone writes me a comment under my video, right? And but I see them in the chat. I had never seen that person before. I didn't recognize them from any of the sectors where I go, right? Um, so child, I didn't recognize him from. So that person writes me and said, "Hey, I left you a comment over there." Dana, they just said Dana, and I'm thinking, I'm not even thinking Dana J. I call him Dana J. So that person didn't say Dana J. That person said Dana, and immediately I started to write back and say, "Who is Dana?" Then I deleted it, and then I realized, oh crap, Dana. That means they mean Dana J. So I'm like, let me run over there. What the heck is Dana J saying? Well, apparently towards the end, because towards the end I kind of left Shelly's thing because she decided she was gonna be done playing like the recording. I don't There were people on the panel. I don't know. I don't know what the heck I missed. So did Dana J try to hit the panel or he was in the chat? He must have been in the chat. Angela T. White said something, made speculation about that he was the father of the baby or something, or that like he was the one that she was with. That speculation was out there at the time last year. People speculated it was him. To which, if y'all don't remember, last year he came. There was something going on. He came and he got a beef sector page. So that was a page that I had to go find. I think I was subbed to it before, and then I kind of like I'm like, okay, well he's not doing any content. I just unsubbed, right? Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. So I don't know. But I had to go find the page. So somebody like gave me a kind and said, "Hey, in the chat talking crazy." Then he said something dumb to Vibrant. Okay, he said because I heard him say, I'm like, did he just say Vibrant? But the person he kept talking about was Angela T. White. Said something right. Okay, so he was responding to Shells, right? And he was kind of like trying to drag Shells, like how could you be friends, like you just talked to Brookie on the phone. Hey, Lady Snoop, you just talked to Brookie on the phone, and then 24 hours later you're playing the recording. So I don't know if he was privy to the fact that what happened and why Shelly decided to play the recording. Shelly decided to play the recording because she called Brooke, and Brooke said, "No, I didn't say anything, only for the message to show otherwise," right? Um, yeah, so the beef sister likes the what? Oh, what is so funny? Okay, so so he was dragging Shelly. So then he says that he told Brooke to fix it with Malik. Okay. And this is kind of like what I was saying, right? Because he hit Brookie's panel that night, like that last night, right? And Brookie was like, she like wasn't like really, he wasn't really up to speed. You can tell he hadn't talked to her, like he didn't know what the heck had transpired, probably in like the past, or maybe that week, or like the past, I don't know, a couple of days. I think the heat is getting to people. Folks are cranky. Yeah, I think so. I know that for me, I know that it was freaking hot, right? Uh, so, so he had told Brooke to like that's what he was saying on his live today, right? He said that he had told Brooke to fix it with Malik, but Brooke was telling him, "No, I'm done." And Brooke said on her live, "This is the calm before." She was too eerily calm. I was like, "Oh my gosh." She was really, really calm. And I was like, and she said it was the calm before the storm. Okay. This is what Brookie said. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know what the heck is going to happen. I hope Malik doesn't like try to do anything, right? So Dana J was over there saying, that he also told he said he had told Ness that, like they should talk behind the scenes. Well, he obviously doesn't know or not up to date as far as like what had transpired, right? Because obviously that part had already like it was beyond the point because part of Ness's whole thing is like you went and talked to Shelly, you didn't tell me, you made it seem like you were ops and she was a snake, and then only for me to find out on YouTube, you never even told me, and then on top of that, you lied and we tried to talk to you. You're not telling us, like the deal, like I can't trust you. And the fact that you talked to Shelly, and then today Ness was pretty much saying the fact that Shelly called you, you made sure you didn't want to be heard. So that even bothered Ness. Hey Juan, you made sure you didn't want to be heard. You didn't want to be heard uh, on the phone. That was bothersome. Now I really feel uncomfortable around you. Now I really can't trust you. This is what Ness was saying today. After all of that stuff transpired, after she watched, because remember her live was scheduled in the morning, but Shelly's thing was going on. It was a lot going on in the morning today. So um, so then when Dana J said that on his live, and then one of the twins, I don't know which one of the twins I don't know which one of the twins instigated something. I think it was LG or TG. I don't know. He was trying to figure out which one it was. He was like, they keep trying to want me to have problems with Grish. but I don't have problems with Grish. I have problems with, like, the issue we had was last year, and I don't have any problems with Grish anymore. But they keep trying to put me in the middle of the stuff. It's like, that's what happens in the beef sector, right? You got a page that's for the beef sector, okay? That's what it is. Remember, he doxed Grish last year. He was the one because there were, who was he fighting with? Grish was fighting with Miss Dovey. Somebody was fighting. Somehow Dana J got involved. I think was it Dovication? Brookie was involved. I don't know, all like a bunch of stuff. And he came over. Okay, he came over. That's when he was really like constant over there in the chat. Then he had his page, the beef sector page. He was going back and forth, and then that's where Miss Dovey went to get Grish's information, because when Grish and Dana J were going at it, he doxed Grish. Um, so he was saying, I don't have any problems with her, right? Saying that, like Shelly playing the audio gives, Malik ammunition, to stay in BS. And that might be right, right? Because before Shelly played the when Shelly heard Brookie on the phone, right? Uh Someone doxed Grish. Yes, but I don't know if that's correct. Dana J, Brooke's best friend, Dana J, in a whole nother sector. Yes, doxed Grish. That was last year, if I'm not, yes, last year. Last year, yeah, 2023, yeah, last year. So, and Miss Dovey has not forgotten that, because Miss Dovey was going at Grish also. Yes. Yep. And I can't remember, was it Dovication that they were going back and forth about? Somebody was beefing. Miss Dovey was involved, and the fact that Dana J is there means that Brookie was involved, right? So it leads me to believe that it was Dovication. Like something was, I think it had to do with Dovication, like that whole time that they were fighting, right? Um, what else? Let me see. Okay. So yeah, he was saying that, that Shelly playing the audio doesn't really help, because all it's gonna do is make Malik and Brooke really stay in F-ish, right? Like Malik is just gonna give him more ammunition, because you know how he can't resist but to respond, right? Because remember, he responded as soon as Shelly called Brooke, and what did he do? He texted Shelly, no, Brooke didn't speak ill will of you. She respects you and all of that, right? So Dana J knows them the best. And if he says they're going to be on BS after this, I'm just hoping that please don't let him come back out. If y'all let him on your panel, okay, well, there's only like 15 people. Listen, if I see anybody let that man on the panel, at some point this has to stop the mess, okay? If they want to stop the mess, I think that Brookie hit her page. I do see that her second backup page came back, but Ness talked about it. I think Ness was like, listen, don't you think that we need to talk? Ness noticed that the membership got paused. That usually will happen when either you delete it or you hide the page or something, right? It paused it. So I think she messaged her and said, hey, we did not, like, we have not finished talking. I don't think that you should hide your page. You should, like, bring your page back. She said that she brought it back. That was all before the recording got played. Then the recording got played, and then it looks like she hit it again. But I think the backup page is still there. You know how, like, when you hide a page and bring it back, all the stuff you shared will come out. Like, there was one of my videos that was from 9 months ago or something that she had shared on the backup page. That popped up on my notification. I was like, oh, okay. She hit her page? But that was only the backup. So the backup I see, the main page I don't see. I think the main page is still hidden. So then, what Malik tried to hit the link. Malik tried to hit the link today on Dana J's panel. Okay, he tried. He was having some sort of problem, right? So he ended up calling on the phone, right? Listen, I don't know what the heck. I guess they talked about, like whatever the heck happened over there and what happened and what was said to him by Angela and the twin. So Dana feels that Shell and Brookie, child, like the whole thing is just, are they in cahoots, right? Can you okay? Tell me the reason, what this means. Now, why is that a guy thing where he's thinking, are they in cahoots to try to make Malik look bad? Why would they try to be in cahoots to make Malik look bad? Uh, Nessie is losing her best friend, her bestie, Brookie. I don't think that Brooke wants to fall out with Ness. Okay, she's hiding her page. I'm sure that this is a lot of anxiety for her and all of that. I don't know that what would they gain? What would they gain in being, like in cahoots to try to make Malik look bad? Malik is doing that all on his own. He did that the past couple of days, twerking all up in the chat and panels, going panel to panel, giving out his number to call like multiple people. There's no telling. He even like like said, "I'm gonna talk to your ops." Even what probably was gonna maybe the next thing he's gonna do is talk to Reed, since he threw Reed into the whole equation, right? He threw Reed into the whole equation. That's an up for Brooke. Why would you be doing all of that stuff, right? You're just doing too much. Pipe down, okay? You're making yourself. He made himself look bad. He's gone to YouTube. I will not be surprised if I see him on a link. All I know is that if I see him on a link, I'm just gonna be like this looking, and I'm going to close my computer or put my phone down. And I don't know if I'm gonna continue to make commentary if he continues to act a fool, because at some point you gotta just stop the mess. If Brooke and Pills are not together, what else? Take your issue and just go work on it outside of YouTube. Like take it private. Like what the heck? Like if you want to be a CC, then start a page, right? Stop doing this mess. Then like it just means that you want attention. Like there's something wrong, right? Yeah, definitely. That's the conclusion I got. I think he doesn't want to lose Brooke. However, he's gotten the taste of YouTube. So you can tell her to get off YouTube, but then you're hitting panel to panel. That means you got YouTube. If you've got YouTube, then just stay there and do it right and set boundaries at this point, right? Um, or just get off YouTube, both of you, right? Like, if she comes on, maybe in another, I don't know that she can go to another sector. Okay, I don't know, whatever. Like, they gotta fix it. But him continuing to go the way he's going, yeah, it's not looking good. Okay. So yeah, he said that. I was like, I'll be damned. What do you think that the Shelly and Brookie are in it to make him look bad? I don't think so. Um, Dana J said his name shouldn't have come up. I agree. This has nothing to do with Dana J. Although Dana J hit pill. Dana J did hit he did hit Pill's panel. Once you hit someone's panel, you have put yourself in it. So he kind of put himself in it earlier on, right? Um. So yeah, he put himself in it by hitting the panel, and then he also hit the panel on Brookie. So once you hit that panel in the beef sector, you have put yourself in it, because now the people are going to see it. And she had a couple hundred people in there. When he hit Pill's panel, I get it, there weren't that many. He also had hit, did he hit Codes? I feel like he was over there too. Wherever Malik had hit the panel, he went over there. Minus, did he hit Nessie's? He might have. I don't know. So he did. He kind of put himself in it. Um, but I do agree with him. His name shouldn't have come up during yesterday's recording or whatever, right? Um. So then now Malik was the one coming. Malik was the one trying to calm Dana J down. I said, so he was asking, why wasn't anyone saying play Malik's recording, right? What is the obsession with the baby? He didn't also understand why the heck did they were they bringing the baby. I also did not. understand why they were bringing the baby. I get the whole thing of the baby coming out. I understand where Ness was coming from, right? Listen, if we're gonna be around you and meeting you for the first time, I want to know. But I felt that those were two separate things. And Brooke already had a lot going on with the marriage and the pills and the stuff. Now, I get that it happened publicly. If Ness wanted to know, maybe, I don't know, could the option have been to talk about it maybe offline, and that way they can get the reassurance, and maybe it wouldn't be so bad and Brooke wouldn't feel like people are being intrusive. It was going to come out anyway, right? About the baby. But I will say Malik made it worse because he was writing a whole bunch of stuff. He was being shady. He was trying to embarrass Brooke, whether or not he knew it, whether it was intentional or unintentional, right? But I feel like he was just lashing out because I think he didn't have any other way to talk to Brooke. Malik has been saying for years that he isn't a YouTuber, but he is behind the scenes, which is painfully obvious. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, I think that he's gotten too involved in YouTube. At this point, he cannot say that he's not into it. Or is it only when you have family problems that you bring it out here and you run around on YouTube? That's the worst time to bring it because they will always weaponize that, right? And I think that's why Brooke gets frustrated with him and gets embarrassed. I saw that during the whole PCG stuff. I saw that also during this time, right? She gets really aggravated, short tempered with him when he's on the panel because she wants to hush him, but it looks bad and it looks like she's being aggressive towards him. And it might appear so, but she's trying to hush him from saying too much. And unfortunately, he can't help himself because he always says too much, right? Um, there's a lot of history. Yeah, there is. I don't think, but remember, Vibrant, they had problems last year and they made up. I think, things are a little tense. Even her and Ness, I think that they can make up. But right now, I don't know because there's is trust involved, and the fact that she went to Shelly and the fact that Ness was feeling the way she's feeling, I don't know if that one is repairable. However, the one that's most important is her relationship with Malik. I think right now he needs to calm down. If he wants to save anything, he cannot be doing all that stuff he did the past couple of days on YouTube. It just makes it more embarrassing for her. And it makes her more angry. But I think sometimes you just need time, right? She needs time for stuff to sink in and realize that, and I think that they both want it. That's why they haven't signed, or she hasn't signed. So trust me, it seems like both of them are not ready to let that stuff go. Okay, she has not signed anything. I think that that's a sign that, albeit that what Lavon is saying is that they're already divorced. I'm sorry, I don't know how to. I don't know what to make of the whole thing. Um, Obviously I think that they're both not ready to let go. That was my conclusion at the end of Thursday after he did what he did and the whole court thing and hearing her on the phone. However, she was very pissed off on her live stream, so she was telling him, her best friend, that that was it. She was done with him. But I think she was talking out of anger. I think she was talking out of anger. I think until she signs that paperwork, they both are not ready to let it go, right? Because didn't we think that they filed it like last month? And obviously they didn't, all right? So um, when you want a divorce, you go and you get a divorce. Yeah, as much as she's like angry with him and says she's done with it, she has not signed. which tells me there's an inkling of hope. I think Shelly didn't Shelly even try to ask if there was a, what I got from it, even from the recording, is that there's a chance, and what I got from Malik, there's a chance, right? It seems to me like it's not over. However, the YouTube shenanigans will have to stop because that is one sure way. If he continues to embarrass Brooke on YouTube, now granted, right? What came out in the recording that we're gonna break up, it was a play of some sort. I don't know what part, who knew, whatever, but it was a play. Whether or not Nessie is thinking that Brooke just said that, she's saying that she didn't know. You be the judge, okay? You be the judge. What part is a play? I agree. This is awesome. I love a good recap. Do you know what's going on between Ajoki and China? Okay, so I heard. Listen, I heard China White had been dragging Ness, and then she's been doing it on Chucky's page, right? Because like she does her manosphere thing, and I think her people there don't really like when she doesn't like it when she drags people. She's been dragging Ness earlier part of the week, and then I see the notification. I go over there and I see she's dragging a jokey. Somehow I don't really watch a jokey, but somehow what happened is that from listening to her, I guess somehow Chucky's been coming up, and whenever like whoever she's dating over there, whoever that man is, somehow Chucky's name is coming up and being compared, and the ex first lady and all of that. So I don't know if she's continuing to drag uh bring up Chucky and talk bad about him. I know that ever since like they broke up and all of that, it hasn't really been like favorable stuff that was said about him. I don't know what page she's on because I don't know. Did she lose a page or I don't know, but I think that it might be under some different name that I'm not sub to, but I am sub to China or Chucky's page, which is where she's been going, and she's been dragging her, and she's been talking about whoever the man is, and saying that she has information on a jokey. She's been on her top talking about the man, and the man has been. I don't know if that's the same man from last year. Talking about the man, and she's been on. The man has been in the DMs and all of this stuff. So she's really been like, yeah, I think she's like on a. I never do either. Like she must be on some like page. I don't know what the page is. What if I ever say? Uh, yeah, but no, but I happened to watch it. I listened to it yesterday, and I listened to one today. Um, and I'm in the clouds because I thought I'm in the clouds because I see, especially when I see if it's Chucky and the ZX thing, I don't, like how long has he been dragging ZX? It's a usual. But when I see China White's avatar, I know that it's her talking instead of him, even though it's on his page. So I go over there, and yeah, it changed from Ness, and I'm like, wait, she's not talking about Ness. Like, what's going on, right? And that's when I found out that, I guess they got into it. It has to do, she'll come, if you say Chucky's name, she'll come out, and she does not play about her Chucky, okay? She does not play about her Chucky. So, what I can, figure is that some remarks have been made about Chucky, and maybe comparing Chucky to the man, whoever the new man is. And so she's been dragging her and that man, okay? And she's talking about like living conditions. She's talking about she's got pictures, she's got all of that stuff, right? So yeah, uh, I think it has to do with the man. If it's the same man from last year, I think that man, like whoever the man is, had been in people's DMs and all of that stuff. That's what I heard. Okay, so I think that her dragging her maybe like the second time. I don't know. I think it's the second. This is the second time I've seen it. I gotta go catch up. Yeah, she's been doing it on Chucky's. It's on Chucky's page. CC713. I believe that's the page. Right? I think it's CC713. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that's been going on, right? And I mean, That was the last thing I saw from there. I saw that in between because they're usually short, right? It's not like she's doing like a long live there, right? She'll do it will be like 20 something minutes, right? China also occasionally hits Diva's panel, albeit rarely. And she was in Switzerland's chat the other day. I think they call her Candy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Candy Cartel. Yes, she changed her name to Switzerland. Yep. Candy, yes, I did. I only caught like a last, she hasn't really been live. She just do like community wall posts. Yep. Everyone was happy to see it. Yes, me too. Hi, Cambe. How are you, boo? Oh, CC 713. I think you put 317. CC 713. Yep. Yeah. So they're going back and forth. ZX was in Buddy Lee's. I happened to go over there in Buddy Lee's live, and I saw ZX drop down there, and Buddy Lee was talking to him. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. Okay, so back to so these listen, this like storyline has caused like some fight, which is why I'm kind of like it's gonna be interesting to see what happens if they come back. This is why I'm saying, Malik, please stay put. Please stay put. This will go away, okay? Something else will happen, right? Because this Malik pills, now that they've broken up, right? Nobody's really gonna be checking for that pills live, even if he goes live. What is he gonna tell? Brooke already said, who when I stay by this window, those damn trees, I start getting congested, I start getting stuffy. I need to start like moving, like either going away from the window. Mm, I wanted to see that too, but Buddy had. Oh, he did. Yeah, he covered a lot. I didn't stay, right, because sometimes those live streams are so long. I didn't stay. Like I came in, and then I came in at the beginning, right? I stayed for a little bit, then I left. Um, I don't know, like if it's over, but okay. So listen, a bunch of people, right? Because I even have here that China's been dragging Ness, right? Because this heat came back, and China was dragging Ness because of what happened. Like obviously dragging it for everything. Also, she was saying, like, listen, I didn't know about this part. China has said something about when Ness was going as ZX. I can't which time I can't remember, but she said that apparently I don't know. Did she go to them for help? Probably she went to like to figure out like some information. Do you have any information on him or whatever? Right? She might have needed some sort of help or information, anything to use to drag him or something, right? Yeah, sometimes they're long. I have to go back because then later on I'll come and find out what happened, and then I have to go back and go watch. Yeah, when they have the diva, you can't like you can't red ball it back. I know he talked about the ZX and Legend debacle. I think that was at the time that ZX dropped down. Then he talked about the big man stuff with Sassy. Sassy was in there. uh, then he talked about the people, the two guys in the Mo3 sector, that the two friends, Cam and Mahia, kind of getting into it. I think that was about the point that I was like, okay, then I left and came back to see like the beef sector stuff, right? Um, and like, listen, Sassy. Oh my gosh, Sassy. I did not. I watched the not. Okay, so I watched it on Ness's stuff, right? Where look at vibrant with the emoji. I watched. I didn't know who the legend guy was. I didn't know that the legend guy is he from the Umar Johnson sector, and he just in Philly, right? Is that like how did it even? How did that even come about? I didn't pay close attention to it because I assumed that the legend person was a black sector person, but I'm like, how come I haven't heard about that person? Who is the legend person? Only for me to find out when I started to backtrack on the story, like who the heck is legend? Then I realized that the legend guy is from the Umar Johnson. Is that guy from their sector, and it's only because the guy lives close to Zia, like in Philly or something, right? Yeah, the Umarians, right? And so they said, I guess he told him to come out. He didn't come. I wouldn't come out either. Are you kidding me? Like these people do too much. Have you seen what they do? Then they'll call the popo. Okay. Then they'll call popo if you come out. The last couple of pull-ups, who's called Popo? Mr. Anonymous called Popo, even though he was the one that asked for people to pull up. Oh, look, it's Spottum. Spottum. Okay, what the heck, Spottum? Why the heck did uh why are GFTV and grown men, why are they fighting? Like, what's that about? I didn't understand the root of that. I just started, like seeing, and then I saw parts of it. Then I saw the part where the kid came out, and then who's somebody in your sector, Spottum? Somebody in your sector was saying that Kip only comes out when it's people that he wants to talk about or he doesn't get along with. So ZX was over there talking about Legend or whoever, right? I think he was talking about Legend. Lo and behold, there comes a kid out of hiding. This man has been hiding for what, like 3 months? Nobody from his sector to could get him to come out. And lo and behold, this is what made me drop down over there. I was like, is that kid? This man has been in hiding for months and did not come out until he heard and saw that ZX was talking about uh this Legend guy, and there he was on the panel. Okay, so does that mean he's gonna disappear again? Since he's come out, what does this mean? He's gonna go back into hiding? Um, I think P was talking about it earlier today. Uh, well, P was talking about. Is that P was calling him Papa? P was calling Kid Papa. Is that who P was calling Papa? P was calling Kid Papa. He cursed. Oh, he cursed his wife out. Oh, crap. Oh, damn it. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay, I see. Uh, Damn. Okay, so what now? I mean, like, is a fight over? Is the beef over between them? What's happening? I did see the Legend person. Whose chat was it? I saw him in somebody's chat. I'm not familiar with him. I definitely don't see him. I think I might have seen him. I didn't pay attention. The name became familiar, obviously, when he got into a beef with CX. I'm like, who the heck is Legend? Who is the ex fighting with? What's going on? Right? P is a reggae dude. Yes. P was live earlier and P was talking about a kid, right? He was about to end. I thought he was gonna end his live stream, and he was like, "Y'all didn't think I was gonna end without talking about Papa." I was like, "Who the heck is Papa?" It's when he said, "You didn't think I was gonna talk about Papa being on ZX's panel." Then I realized he was talking about a kid. Okay, I too was shocked. I'm like, look at this man. He was talking, he was so comfortable as if he hadn't been in hiding for like 3 months. While they held a funeral for this man, they held they texted him, they tried to reel him out, they gave him an ultimatum. Do you know that this man never came out? As soon as ZX was talking and beefing with Legend, guess where that man hit? He went and hit the panel. Okay, he did. It should be over. People need to stop writing Shakespeare. I bet. Nick is like, during your life, I was laughing. Okay, when I was hearing you talk, I was laughing. I was hearing you talk about that. Yeah, it should be over. So, shoot. So what now? Okay, so was Legend trying to build his page? I think they were saying that did he get 1K? Is that what he was trying to do? He beefed with ZX and then he got 1K. I mean, so I think the beef is over, right? Well, then he's got to maintain it now. Kip was Shakim Shakim. Yeah, I didn't finish reading that. Okay, yes, while he was over there on ZX's thing, I was in the clouds, I was watching. Yep. Okay, so he towards the end he was telling ZX, I know, like, you're not getting along with Shakim and all that, but the sector tried to put me, they kind of put a wedge between me and Shakim and all of that. I was like, oh, look at him. He sounds spot him. He sounds like he's kind of remorseful or kind of feels, sort of sad. He talked about, like some of the stuff that they claim that you guys did to him in that sector, spot him. He talked about that. He feels like they put him into this whole thing with Shakim, right? Yeah, yes, Nikki. Ah, Nikki. Nikki, I'm telling you, okay. I'm telling you, this is what when we first met them all, this is what they told us. They came and brought all these things out to us. They said that but vibrant. But when it was time for them to bury Kip, they had a funeral and all of that for him, okay? They dragged him, Shakim dragged him, Shakim cussed him out, Shakim turned over receipt. T Pre did, is it T Pre did a live, Triggs did a live. They tried to get him to come out. Shakim turned over some receipts over there at Triggs. They dragged his ass. They tried to drag him and try to get him to come out. I said, at this point, Kip, don't even come down. Don't drop down, just stay in hiding, okay? That man was smart. He didn't come out. They had drug him. I think they doxed him. I don't know where they doxed him. I didn't really care to know any information, but I just know that I saw a couple of live streams, and then they had a funeral. R&T drama had a funeral. They had a funeral for him. Okay, they had a funeral. And sent him off. Okay. What Triggs had tried to, like, how you send the cash out messages to try to get him to come out. That man would not come out. The way they dragged him, the way that Shakim dragged him, but Shakim was like, he has more receipt, and he just wasn't even gonna go there, right? So I think, was it I want to say that it might have been, was it, yeah, Friday. I asked Shakim, I'm like, so, oh, look, Nikki, I got a notification. I think China White, I think China White is at it again. Nikki, I think China White is at it again because I got a notification, and the notification says, girl, bye. I know that's not Chucky. So, that's China White that's about to do that live stream on his page. It's his page, and it says "girl bye." Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So I know that's definitely her. I think he keeps his stuff up, right? So hopefully I can, he'll keep it up and I can watch the replay. So listen, what? Okay, so then I'm going to go to oh, is it Pizarro's life? Listen, Sassy, there's something that was like some little something that happened between Sassy and Sassy. I heard the exchange between you and Bree. I'm like, oh my damn! I heard it on Ness's. Listen, at the time it was going on ODS's live. I missed that part. China does not play. Oh yeah, she does not play about Chucky. Okay, she does. All you gotta do is say his name in any kind of negative way. Oh, she drops down. Like, what'd you say about Chucky? Like in the beef sector, right? She's come at Ness. She's come at Bree. She's come at Pazar. Mm, when they say his name, or they talk negatively uh about him, she defends him. Okay, so that exchange, I don't know, was kind of weird. Between Bree and Sassy. What the heck? Bree said she was not upset, so I'm glad she was not upset and she was just passionate. Okay, so I know I kind of felt away. Like, to me, I was like, wait a minute, Bree. Maybe it was. Maybe it was hot. Vibrant, I think you're right. It's hot. People are just irritable. Okay, so the Pizarro live. Okay, so the Pizarro live. What I got was the whole thing with between Pizarro and this heat, right? Between Pizarro and this heat. Now, what did this heat mention a contract? It's a contract. What is a contract? She mentioned something about a contract about not bringing certain people up, certain people's name. Pizarro's like, what contract? I didn't sign no contract. What are you talking about, right? Well, did they have an understanding when she was coming back about who not to talk about? Sassy remained cool as a cucumber, but definitely got her point across. Yeah, she did. Sassy did a good job. Did Sassy get yes. See, Nikki, people get like I don't know, people get it misconstrued. The name says Sassy for a reason. Sassy just means, like like the demeanor, the whatever. She's gonna be sassy. It doesn't mean like she's trying to be bossy or whatever. It doesn't mean any ill intention or anything. It just clearly is well defined. It just says sassy. Her YouTube name is Sassy for a reason. And somehow people like it escapes their mind that sassy, she's going to be sassy, okay? Prissy, yes, I finally done making fruit salad. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. But that exchange, I don't know. I don't know if this heat upset. This heat came back hot. I kind of like this version. Okay, well, unless might drag me, right? If I say that I like this heat when this heat that's beefing, right? Because they used to tell her that she can't beef, but oh, she can definitely beef, right? So I don't know what the heck happened. She hit the stage over there at the spaceship like hot. I don't know if something happened in the chat. All I know is I tuned in and her and Pizarro were yelling, and I heard contract. I was like, contract? Pizarro's like, contract? What the heck? This is my page. What contract? I didn't say no contract. Is there an understanding about Pizarro not talking about this seat and Ness? I don't know. That's gonna be impossible, right? First of all, there hasn't been like an interaction between this seat and Ness in a long time. So like this seat can be removed from the equation. It's people like maybe referencing when they were together, or maybe it can be that she's expecting her not to talk about Ness. Not that's impossible, okay? But I want to say there might have been like an understanding saying she's not gonna drag Bree or whatever. I don't know if ODS is included in that because this heat was just dragging ODS. This heat doesn't like ODS, right? Um, so I don't know how the heck that's gonna go, but I know they had like a screaming match over there at the spaceship. Um, and so they were going back and forth. I don't know what the anger is about and like why they were yelling at each other, right? So I'm trying to figure out, but a bunch of people were there. And what did Ness call them? Like her fan club. Okay, who was over there? Shelly was there. The twins ended up being there. Uh the twins were there. Who else was there? Was Bree there? I feel like Bree was there, right? They were talking about the whole, like the whole Brooke situation, right? Um anyway, right. And they were all talking about, like as far as like obviously we know where Bree stands because Bree actually hit yeah, in fact it might have been in her title. Hold up, let me tell. Yes. Okay, and then at some point it had Lady Snoop. Those are all people that she doesn't get along with. She doesn't get along with Lady Snoop. She doesn't get along with uh Shelly, they're offs. And then with Pizarro and Bree, she kind of has that like tumultuous kind of relationship. One minute they're cool, the next they're not, but lately they're off. In fact, Pizarro is blocked, okay? She had just unblocked her and Pizarro didn't even last long. She blocked her again, okay? And now that this he came back and hit the panel over there, oh no, forget that. That she's definitely not gonna be, yeah. I believe she called them her fan club and she's been dragging Lady Snoop. I don't even know how they felt. How did they even fall out? How did her and Lady Snoop fall out? Right? She called them her fan club, right? Because she felt like she was just getting. Listen, I will say that she really has been catching a lot of flack, right? She's been catching a lot of flack. She's been getting blamed for the whole Brooke debacle, right? Okay, Pastor said you're using Brooke for content. You're making money off of Brooke. A lot of people said that you're making money off of Brooke because a lot of that stuff about her Malik pills that were all happening on her page, and she's monetized, right? And she goes live, she will get hundreds and hundreds. Like today, she had 1K in her chat, right? And it was mostly just her. She had 1K where she talked on her own for, she didn't need to have anybody. She reviewed what all the people were saying, what Bree said about her and the whole Brooke situation. She talked about what Shelly said about her. She talked about what, Pizarro said about her. And obviously, yeah, she called them her fan club, right? That's what she called them, right? Because, at some point, she broke down because she felt like this whole Vegas thing, she's paranoid. She's just had this falling out with Brooke. There's no telling what's going on with Intrinsic because I noticed that she was absent. I did notice that she was questioning Intrinsic yesterday how she felt. Intrinsic seemed to be kind of defending Brooke, but then also kind of like wavering, and you know how Trins does. She wants to please everyone. I believe Trins is a Cancer, right? Um, so I don't know. Trins was MIA. I don't know if there's the process of elimination. She's probably the one that's been behind the scenes with Shelly. That's not gonna be a good thing for her, because guess what happened today? Ness said that Quick the liar. Um, yeah, that's what she called it. Let me find out the what did she call it? She called it Quick the liar, and then she said something about her fan club, right? She something in the title was called fan club, right? She was referring to all those people I mentioned, right? Some people have fan clubs while other people belong to country clubs. Sassy, you see, vibrant. Sassy, let's forget numbers even without Oh yeah, so like they said, the show's gonna go on, right? They're gonna work around it. This is what they were saying yesterday. Like she said, she doesn't care. Listen, sponsor is paying for stuff. You think she's not gonna go? It doesn't matter what the heck. Listen, the thing is, people just want you to go and click live. Okay, go over there and click live, even if it's you and Lemon, even if it's just you on your own. At this point, right? There's still like 5 weeks. Anything can happen, right? It's they're thinking that Pills is no longer going because Pills has not done that live that he's supposed to do. He's moved it. Pills hasn't been around since, like, I don't know. It's been like 48 hours, and if Brooke doesn't go, what's Pills going there for, right? I don't think. I think Pills is probably like, I want to remove myself from this whole situation. I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening, but they're saying that, like they haven't seen, uh, they haven't. What did Shakim said that he's a simp? That Pills is a simp, right? He just kind of, I don't know. I think Pills realized he bit off more than he could chew. So, listen, there was a whole lot going on over there at Pizarro's life. The twins get into it with just one of the twins, or both of them got into it with just Krista. It was a lot happening. Shells was over there, okay. Uh, and listen, okay, with this whole thing that happened, right? Ness said that it was a combination of the fact that Brookie talked to Shelly, and then the fact that when Shelly called her, she didn't want to be heard. Meaning, so you didn't want Ness and them to find out, because obviously, if they heard it, they would know that you've been talking behind the scenes, right? So Ness said that it made her want to get the hell away from Brooke. And she went and she removed her from all group chat. She unmodded her. Listen, people have unmodded people and still made up. I don't know if there's any turning back of them mending their friendship. Maybe it's too early, too soon. I'm not sure. Okay. Um, So I think I mentioned that she, like told her bring back your pay. She started off in the morning after the whole debacle of Thursday. She started off saying, "Listen, shouldn't we finish the conversation? We never got to finish because Brooke dropped down and went live on her page because she didn't want to be on the same panel with Malik, right?" Um, so I mean that kind of like didn't happen because Brookie just listen. I think Brookie needs a break. Like just take a couple of days or however much time she needs to come back. They can talk. By that time, cooler heads would have prevailed. They would have had time to think about the whole situation. Who knows? Maybe more stuff will come out. I don't know. I don't know if they need anything else to come out, right? But really, what Ness realized in her oh my gosh, there's no telling what the heck is. I'm seeing some of these titles. I'm like, these people are acting up already on Friday, like Saturday morning. Um, so Ness, I think, feels like a lot of people are coming after her, right? I told you guys, Pasa is like everything that this whole Brookie thing, a lot of people are blaming her, saying, "Oh, if you're a friend, why would you allow your friend to do a dating show?" Last time I checked, Brookie is a grown woman. She wanted to do the show. The show was kind of entertaining. It would have been okay if they had just ended it there and it didn't like turn into something that prolonged and executed and all of that. It was kind of fun, right? But how the heck is Ness responsible for that? Brookie is a grown woman. She said she wanted to do the show. Malik was okay with the show. Malik watched the show, right? I don't think that you can blame Ness. Because if it was on your page, knowing how much you will get in the chat, which translates to money, views, super chat for people that are monetized, excuse me, it's always easy for people to judge when it's not them. Listen, Brooks decided she was going to do it and Ness went along with it. I don't think that anybody forced and tied her hand behind her back and said, you know what, you must do this show, right? Like it just sounds ridiculous to blame a grown woman for another grown woman's decision. I don't get that part. Other than you just want to blame her for that and you just want to paint her as a user. Meanwhile, Pasa is one of the first people to you use Sheffy to go to Vegas and you're probably not even gonna see Sheffy. So, I rest my case, okay? Also, you can't even you can't even say nothing, okay? Like the fact that Brooke made that decision. Now, criticize Ness for some of other things, like I don't know, wanting grow like one maybe have an expectation that people should tell you or not go certain places because you have something, but don't blame her for Brooke doing the show. It's like that one doesn't make sense, right? So she felt like a lot of people were coming after her. She was reviewing the ODS live where Bree and them, like it was Bree. Who else was there? Like a bunch of people, like had something to say, had ways to like paint her, like whatever, from her viewpoint, right? Like a narrative that she was exploiting. She's like mean to the people. She doesn't even like the people, right? So at some point, she kind of like broke down, right? I think a lot of it had to do with the Vegas thing, right? Things are kind of falling apart. At that time, the whole Brooke thing had already been like discussed. The Brooke thing had already been discussed, that they broke up. It was a play, the recording. Obviously that recording, like maybe it's not too damning, but it kind of puts like, damn, so this was a play. So now what else is a play? So you can imagine that Ness is feeling like more paranoid. Shells is saying that there's somebody else in her crew that talks to her. So now she's feeling like, damn, who the hell can I trust? Right? I can't even trust anybody in my closed circuit. Who knows what other information they're leaking, right? They must be leaking other information. She's probably feeling paranoid. She's probably feeling all kinds of stuff, right? So at some point she broke down. right? She felt like a lot of people were coming after her, right? And I think it kind of happened when Conscious Energy hit the panel and, like did his thing and, uh, was saying, like let Ness do her content, right? Ness was talking about how she was feeling attacked by a lot of people that were criticizing her, people that it's kind of like a pile-on, right? She really evaluated the whole. That's how I saw the whole Ness, not Ness, Sassy and Bree stuff. Ness feels like Ness feels like the people are like praying for her downfall, right? Like she said, she comes after Bree. She says, if you want to know why Bree is coming after her or why she's unhappy, go look at Bree's life tab. I don't know. I didn't look. I mean, Bree still gets numbers. I think Pazar still gets numbers. Everybody's, they have their thing, right? When they do certain topics, they get the numbers. Ness will get her number. They all get their numbers. Pazar's not even monetized anyway. Bree is monetized. Ness is monetized. I don't know. I mean, I get what she's saying. I get it. Um, she said that they're paying for the for her downfall, and then she says it's sassy, you know, uh, the whole Sassy and Bree thing. That the only reason that Bree did that was because Bree was because of the way that Bree was feeling towards Ness, and because it looked like Sassy was really more on Ness's side, and that's why that Sassy got that kind of energy from Bree. Bree said that she was just being passionate, right, about the whole thing. Like how Bree's main thing is how can Ness be upset at Brooke for not telling her that she went and talked to Shelly? She felt like, why the hell should she tell you? It's her personal life. It's about her marriage. She doesn't owe you anything. Just like you don't owe anybody anything if you come here and something happens about your relationship, or let's say like you get back together with this heat or whatever. You don't owe us any explanation, right? It's the same thing with Brooke. That's what she was saying. So she was kind of passionate about it. They feel like it seems controlling, right? Like, why are you, like controlling a grown woman? She doesn't have to tell you or get permission, right? To decide, uh, you know, is it okay if I go talk to Shelly? Like, will you have a problem with it, right? It's about her marriage, and that's what Brie was saying. But um Sassy looked at it differently, right? Sassy was like, no, you have to look at the whole total thing. It wasn't just that, it was also the whole baby situation, the lie, the fact that the lie, she carried it on, and then she had the opportunity to tell the truth. She didn't tell the truth. Then you have this whole situation about going to the ops, and it's also like a character thing. It's like, can I trust you? Right? So, tomato, tomato, whatever, they have difference of opinion, right? But the energy, Sassy felt like Bree was mad, right? Raising her voice and stuff. Bree is like, no, you're gaslighting me and all of that. Sassy's like, I'm not gaslighting you. I'm just talking, but you seem very, and this has nothing to do with the both of us, right? Um, and this has, yes, I mean, it was like heated. This was at ODS, but I missed that part because I left. Always when I leave, something happens. I didn't know that that happened between the two, right? Always when I leave, something pops up. But I think that they're okay. Sassy wanted an apology. Bree was like, no, I was just, I forgot what else, like transpired, but I think that would be okay. Um, but I want to check on Sassy and see if she still feels like, do you still feel away, right? Because I understood. As a fellow Cancer, I was like, damn, Bree, damn, right? But Bree does get animated and gets like, it doesn't. If you know her, you have to know her long enough to know that about certain things. It's not that she's upset. Her voice gets high. I think I even do that too. Like her voice gets louder. She gets passionate about it. She's not upset, but in this case, I don't know. I think if Sassy's feeling upset, she's rightfully justified. That's her feeling. It did seem initially like Brie was angry, but then it seemed like because Sassy stayed calm, I think that it didn't make it any worse, right? Like it wasn't that bad. I feel like it wasn't that bad because Sassy stayed calm. However, if Sassy didn't remain calm and was like, wait a minute, what the heck? She said that, but she said it calmly. But if she said it in a beef sector manner, that could have started like a whole fight, right? YouTube cameras back up. Who is apparently? Oh, hopefully Heather. Really? Who is that? Is that person in the sector? I think I saw somebody named Heather. I feel like I've seen that in chats, but I don't know if the hopefully part. I'm not familiar with the. I've seen Heather, but I don't know if it's the same person. Oh no. Um, rest in peace. Hopefully Heather. Phew, I've been running my mouth for 3 hours. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, so I talked about that part, right? Mm. I think I'm coming close to the end. Is this the last page? Is this the last page of the stuff I wanted to talk about? Um, okay, but I think I already talked about this. This is like the whole Ness and she's taking Brookie off of she said she's taking Brookie off of the what do you call it? Group chat. Group chat because they were in a group chat. Uh, she modded her. Where else did she take her off of? I'm trying to think. She is a girl with red hair. Okay, OG Black Sector. I feel like I've seen the name, but I can't remember. She got genetics. Is she the lady that always is very sweet and cuckoo too? Yeah. Oh, I bet if I see her name because I feel like it seems familiar, but like I may have like not gone to like certain chats in a while, and so, but the name sounds familiar. Rest in peace. Oh, that's sad. Oh, you cried, Didi. Hmm. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, that's how I felt. Listen, that's how I felt about Re. I know like a lot of people had mixed stuff about her, but the irony of the whole um how okay. The irony of the whole thing with the whole RE stuff is like she had just been beefing with someone and I was in her chat, right? Sometimes I'll go in there and I'll drop down and it would just be me and she'll either be playing music or playing her game and she won't even know that I'm there until later, right? And it was just like a matter of a day or two, right? I had just been in there and it was like a few of us. I was, like communicating with her. I cried with the RE. I did like a live. Oh my gosh, now that I'm thinking of it. And then I had to end the live. I was crying in the live and shoot, it was sad. I'm getting like whew, yeah, I cried for the RE one. Yeah, that was sad. I did it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did and then I was so pissed off when they came and said that she wasn't gone. And then there's a troll page called Ghost of RE. Okay. I mean, it's like, don't play with that kind of stuff. I don't like that. Listen, to me, y'all said that she is. I don't see any evidence or anything otherwise. Like, it was a bunch of them did a live. I'm like, I'm not. No, nope, nope, nope. I did my tribute. It's still there. I believe she still has a wrench on my main page, and I believe I still have my wrench there because yeah, that like it was just a few days before she had disappeared that I didn't see her, and then all of a sudden I heard the stuff. So yeah. Oh my gosh, he's the one saying that. Okay, well, I don't see any evidence until they provide me evidence. As far as I'm concerned, I said rest in peace, and that's where I left it. To me, she's gone. If she comes back, I will be like, I'm so glad to see you. You deal with the people who have issue with the fact that you faked whatever. if you faked it, right? I would those kind of listen. I'll just celebrate the fact that you're not gone. Okay. Let me see what else. What else? What else? What else was going on? I think that Ness feels piled on. I think that she feels like she has to really try to stay on top. Do you know what happened? We beefed off and on, but she was a cool person. Did they say she was sick? Gosh, I can't remember. Yeah, I was mad. I was mad too. What did they say was wrong with her? I felt like she was sick. I feel like she was sick. But I can't remember now what they said was wrong, right? And I did not know. Um, did they say that she was sick, or I'm confusing it with somebody else? But I think maybe it was kind of unclear, right? Because they said that somebody had checked with a family member, and they said that the family member, whether it's the kids or something, confirmed it. And I think they were like, okay, well, let's get Cash App or whatever the case is, right? And there was just like, uh, maybe the people didn't like know a lot of information. I think, since I was the sons. Okay, could it be Rona? I feel like, yeah, she might have been sick, and it seemed like a lot of people didn't know, right? Um, so maybe complications or something. I'm not sure. Um, she might not have been, if I remember correctly. It wasn't like really clear. But I remember like certain people said they confirmed, like with, I think with the son. I feel like they confirmed with the son. Wasn't Didn't they say that she had been in the hospital? She might have been in the hospital, and like we didn't know. Um, but I'm not, don't quote me on it. I'm not too sure, right? All I know is that when they came, because it's like I waited, I'm like, I just want them to know for sure, right? Like confirm, but and they came and said that they confirmed it. Like the people that were close enough to her to know how to like get in contact, or like I think was it Facebook? I don't remember how they got in contact with the son, right? They came and confirmed it. Um okay, yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna go take my allergy medicine, okay? Because I'm not trying. I had like earlier in the week, I had like migraine for like 2 days, and it was because of whatever the heck was in the air. Um, I think that's it. Yeah. And I think I don't know if she was at peace at that time over here on YouTube. She might not have been, right? Um, and so I think that that made me sad. I remember feeling kind of angry because one of the times, like leading up to that, I had gone in her chat, and like she was dragging someone or she was beefing with someone, right? And I was just in there. Um, so yeah. So I don't know if she was at peace leading up to, like whatever the cost. Um, Either leading up to the hospital or leading up to, when she finally like left, right? So who knows? Listen, I saw notification. Let me look. Okay, so I think I can get out from this backup page because um I'll go back to my main page. Since she was not at peace. Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't. Right? Because I remember that that's what made me so sad when I was doing the tribute, because I came live and I was talking about it and saying that how people need to be kind to one another, that sometimes some of this beef is not really that serious, I know that she was very upset. She was beefing, and I remember she had like changed, right? Like she didn't, Nikki, like she wasn't beefing like she used to beef back in the days, right? She wasn't beefing like that anymore. Like occasionally, right? Like you see her get into, like to beefing, but I know that she was like, yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. So I think that that's what made me sad, right? And so that I know that that was part of the reason that I cried, right? When I was doing the tribute, I cried because of that reason, because I like kind of like witnessed it, right, in her life. She would go, she loved her music, she would play her music. Sometimes, like, her music selections were always good. I would just drop in there and I'll listen to the music. At times, I'll be like either working or doing stuff, and then I wouldn't be able to stay long. But yeah, I definitely could remember that she was I think she was sad, she was frustrated, she was angry, and like I think even like a month that they had been on like Mahias over in the military sector trying to hash stuff out. She had I remember seeing that, and I was like, damn, like what the heck you mean to tell, because that was another sector, and I didn't feel like he really knew her that long. I'm like, is that gonna resolve? And I think maybe they left even not resolving anything, right? Because I didn't feel like that was, the right place. Yes, it might have helped, right? She had a lot of respect for that guy. He also did a tribute for her, but I just felt like she was like, in fact, she might have dropped down from the panel. Yeah. Yeah, I just know that she was not. There was a lot going on at the time. So, okay, so it's 2 a.m. I ran my mouth for 3 hours. Oh my gosh. Damn. I do feel a little I do feel a little tired. I do thank you guys for joining me. This was fun. I ran my mouth and talked about what happened. And I see that hold up. I see that there's some stuff. Okay, hold up. Let me look at notifications, right? Pasa. Okay, no, he's going home, right? Because he went to drove to Dallas in the morning. I don't know what's going on with LG. LG, did you try to go to Lemons and do something over there? Hold up. China White. I know this one. Who is doing this one? Okay, maybe China White. Look, there's two lives, Nikki. ZX, you don't even believe that. Okay, so I feel like that is probably Chucky talking to ZX. The other one says girl bye. I feel like that might be China White talking. That might be China White doing. Okay, so I had seen something else. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who else is live. Okay, yes. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Please, I hope you guys, enjoy your weekend, and I hope that I will see you guys in these YouTube streets. Stay tuned and keep your notifications, like on, and I'll probably be back on. Oh, you know what? Normally I would be live and I would go all the way to like, okay, maybe that's Sunday. Okay, yeah, there's not really anything else going on, right? That was really the storyline, right? Of what's happening over there in the Mode 3 sector. Like I cover it. What's going on over there? Not really much. I talked about the two guys like fighting. I don't know, Mahia and Cam fighting. Listen, those two have some stuff going on already from years that's underneath. Now if they choose to deal with it or kind of brush it under the rug, that stuff is always there. um I think sometimes things are like just very like little problems that turn into big ones if you ignore them over time. I don't know. Those are men, and men deal with stuff differently than women. I don't even care to get into their things. Somebody should help them. Somebody should help them try to fix it if they care to fix it. I don't know. Or if they just want to use it for content, that's okay too. Make money. I think both of them are monetized. right? But it is what it is. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good night or good morning because it is 2 a.m. over here. Thank you guys for joining me. And if you missed the beginning, please red ball it back. And if you forgot to hit the like, please hit the like on your way out. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys in these YouTube streets. I'll probably see you somewhere in a chat, somewhere it today, Saturday, right? You see me on Saturday. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you so much, Nikki. It was so good to see you and give you an update. Okay, stay sweet, beautiful. Stay sweet and beautiful, Nikki. Okay, we do miss you. Whenever you come on, Nikki, I get so excited when I see. I'm like, oh my gosh, Nikki is on. If I don't catch you live, I go and I watch the replay. So, thank you guys. I will see you guys later. Bye.